Yeah, you'd normally be limited to level 4. 8 would be
Okay.
challenge rating 1.
So we're live now.
Druid of the Moon.
I think it's funny how you go to your book and I go to my website.
Indeed.
You got this like archaic thing
Divided
with
by
like
3.
you like take dead trees and you like butcher them together into this archaic, horrible thing.
It's your level divided by 3 rounded down, so you can go up to level 7.
Level 7, that's it? Alright.
To be fair, like, that's because you're Circle of the Moon. If you weren't Circle of the Moon, it would be challenge rating 1.
So challenge 7. I can turn into a blue slide. I don't want to be that.
I have no idea what that is. Is it a beast?
Probably not. I doubt any of these are actually beasts. Well, giant ape is most likely a beast. Drow
Yes.
mage, no. Mind flayer, no. Night hag, no. Sounds humanoid.
No.
Oni? Is that familiar?
No, that's a giant. Well, it's a troll.
Yeah,
Giant thing.
stone giant, young black dragon, young copper dragon, Yuan Ti abomination. Sounds like
That sounds very cool.
But here's the thing: I can also at some point turn into elementals, so it's not just beasts. As a moon druid, I can do beasts. I can do elementals. I think.
Oh, and there's Aramil Silverkin in his full color glory and his Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh, we're watching the intro stream. Go check that out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is an amazing art for Animal.
that's what we're watching. What are you watching? I don't know. Enter Elysium. Oh god, I gotta update. Oh, we're watching the intro stream. Go check that out. Jesus.
That cool.
You're called the Colorful Macromancer.
Fantastic.
Missing the arrow wound.
Oh, that should have left a scar.
Well, I have commissioned Meta for Squishy art. Squishy needs art.
There will be
Totally.
Squishy art added to the intro then, and it'll just be Squishy comes on the screen and goes, and that's it.
Oh no.
Looks nice. Looks just like what I imagined back in. Well, maybe not quite as colorful as the Robert Jordan Wheel of Time series, but pretty cool. I like the woodsy tones, green and brown.
Yeah, I mean, blue and like purples and stuff are really expensive.
Unless you're a magical druid that can turn into bears, in which case people just do what you want because you'll turn into a bear and kill them if they don't. What? Did I say that out loud? I am totally going to turn into not a death dog, a dire wolf this episode.
Those are very different things, yes.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's going to be awesome when I turn into one because you're going to love it, Melfus, because you can, you automatically have an advantage, right, on your attack rolls. And I think you get an extra
If
hit die.
Something's in attack. Yeah.
Oh, she looks awesome too. Wolfslayer looks awesome.
Yeah, and she actually commissioned someone to do special like audio for her intro, so she's got like a special
Yeah.
like theme song.
But I picture her shorter.
Oh, she's a half elf. She's like 5'8".
Yeah, but she's shorter. She's like 5 feet tall, in my head, at least.
Why?
I don't know. She just is, because she's all like, I'm the, you know, I was raised by the Goliaths or whatever,
Goliath.
but I'm actually an elf. Haha, I'm short. That's what I imagine. Almost as short as Scarlet.
How tall is Scarlet?
I'm house
3
3
foot?
feet something. Yeah.
2
3
feet
foot
tall.
2, something like that.
3'1".
Very small. Very tiny. A wee
Yes.
lass.
Yes.
Okay, so you automatically
Just
get
wait,
like you get a bonus hit or a bonus to your attack roll or something. But anyway, okay, let me just look it up. Dire Wolf has a really cool feature. Shoot, Dire. I just got to search for wolf. It's the wrong book. wolf. I should really have like the primary beasts all like in a second. Can't turn into werewolf. That'd be cool though. Winter wolf, no. That is challenge rating 3. Okay, dire wolf. I have pack tactics. I have advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of my allies is within 5 feet. And every time I hit a target and it's a creature, it must succeed against a DC 13 strength or be knocked prone. And I believe
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah. I think prone stacks with your advantage from being a rogue.
Oh, really?
Wouldn't it not give him an extra hit die? An extra damage die?
No, you can only get advantage. You can't get any more than advantage. But later on, it means anyone you get advantage against, you get other stuff against in the rogue tree. Okay. Going live in 3, 2... Hello! I'm Entralissium, and we're back with Roll For It. So, we are down a player today. We're down Anna. Anna is currently about to fly out to London, so she's not really able to be here. But her character is here in spirit. And she's got fancy artwork now.
Yes, she does.
And a voice.
And a voice, yes. She
Yeah.
has a voiceover in the voiceover. All the artwork in the intro, by the way, is by a lovely person by the name of Metasapia. She may be on Twitter as like the Metasapia, I think.
Yes.
But yes,
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive thanks to her for doing all the artwork. It looks awesome. But yeah, right. Okay. So before we dive in, what have people been doing this week?
I started playing Planet Base, which I'm enjoying beyond enjoyment. It's crazy. Just can't stop recording it.
Yeah,
the main
I know the
thing
feeling.
I've been doing. Yes, I had noticed that you too had come down with Planet Base-itis.
May have recorded
It
20
is doing the
episodes back to back.
rounds. It is doing the rounds on YouTube at the moment. But really, really fun game.
Well, awesome.
Well, I've been trialing out a new stream day. Still no clue what I'm going to play on that stream day right enough, but I've been trying it out, and I recorded Life is Strange, which should be going up on the channel this week, the last episode of that, which was very emotional, and I cried during it. So if you want to see me cry, or hear me cry, rather, that's something to check out.
Aww.
That sounds horrible. I don't want.
It does, actually. If you want to hear me weeping into the
You want
microphone,
to hear me
tune in.
distraught, crying, trying to articulate my thoughts, check it out.
As opposed to here, where you just steal like piggy banks from dead kids, and you don't
Pretty
feel
much.
like bad at all.
Yeah, that's normal. Totally
They
normal.
weren't going to use it. It's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I remember, what have you been up to?
Me? Well, I've been doing a lot of Victoria 2 lately, which is an old Paradox title. And it's like, I think we talked about that last week, but I've really been playing it a ton. I actually started making a keyboard shortcuts mod for it, which makes the game like 20 times better. Totally. 100%. And
It's all
I'm
about
not
the
surprised
macros.
by that.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really into it now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And other than that, still just mostly waiting for Hearts of Iron 4 and Stellaris. One of the two. I mean, sometime in the next 3 years, they've got to come out, right?
Well,
They could just delay them over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, Johan Anderson had said, oh, yeah, Hearts of Iron 4, first quarter 2015. Yeah, it's October 21st. Still waiting. Like, where's that game? Let's play that game. So,
Well, apparently they had some problems with the Germans just building like heavy tank divisions, and that's it. I don't know. I think I call that feature.
yeah,
Personally, no bug.
seems like the easiest thing to do.
Personally, I've been playing a bit of Kingdom, which is another game that literally came out today, and is sort of a 2D base building game with sort of hidden mechanics. And I'm not normally into hidden mechanic games. I like to know what's going on, but it kind of works
I
for
love
it.
that. As
It's
it happens,
really
that's what
good.
I'm going to be streaming after Roll For It. Just got it installed. Everything is set up.
There you go.
Looking forward to that, actually. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's a good game. It's a good game. But yeah, let's get on. So we'll be raising money again, as per usual, for Charity Water. Charity Water is a really good charity, and who wants to tell everybody about charity water.
Me. We actually decided this time. Okay, so yes, we're raising money for Charity Water. I actually wrote this up, so I'm not stumbling over words this time. A non-profit organisation that provides clean water in developing nations, and they build and implement water projects like rainwater catchments, water purification systems, hand-dug wells, stuff like that. So not only do they provide safe drinking water, it pretty much just gives people new opportunities and transforms their lives like to a massive degree, because they're not having to carry water for hours and hours, and they can do other things like education and stuff like that. And as well, like I read something like for every $1 invested in improving the local water supply, it can yield like between $4 to $12 in return for their economy. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah. The link, if you wish to donate, is tiny.cc/roll for water. There will likely be a link in everyone's chats for it. It doesn't matter about capitalization for it, and I don't know what our target is for tonight.
Target is $4,100 or $4,150. I can't remember which it is exactly. We're already like 14% of the way there. So we started off at $3,756 at the end of last stream, and I think we've been donated about $60 or so since then. So of course, as per usual, the first time we get to our goal, there will be an extra item of loot we'll drop for the party in the next session. And then if we double our goal, the party get an inspiration dice they can use to try and like help them out in situations where I am the GM and going to kill them. And the third time, if we manage to like triple the goal, they get 1.5 times XP for the entire session, so that you guys can basically make them level up faster. But, you know, so basically there's a fun thing that comes out for the party. And in addition, you know, people don't, you know, die from horrible water. So really, it's a win-win situation.
Indeed.
But we're going to just get on where we left off last week. Where we left off is you guys had come into the Hobbit town of Port Town, which kind of had some sort of problem with ghouls running into the town and killing people at night. You basically said to the mayor, look, we'll sort it for you. Can you pay us money? The mayor said yes. You were like, can we have something else? And the mayor was like, yeah, sure, go to this dodgy warehouse and take some stuff. It's totally legal. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Which you then did. You now have some interesting bonus extras, and you are just about to go out and start sorting the actual ghoul problem. It is, I think we're into the afternoon, late on the afternoon maybe, on the first day, full day you've been there since you got there last night.
Okay.
Just spent an hour doing a short rest, you've healed some, and you've all attuned to any of the items that you choose to pick up from the last warehouse. And that's where we start.
So where are we right now? Are we just outside the town hall? Is that where we just went to, or did we have a short rest after that?
You had a short rest after going to the town hall, and I believe you went to like an inn or somewhere. Okay. I don't think we particularly specified.
Right, well, there's no time to waste. I'm very eager to get out there and try and wrap this up quickly so we can get our pay, move on.
Yeah, likewise. Where did they say the ghouls were coming from again?
Northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Yep.
Well,
past a centaur village, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Probably a good idea to check that place out first.
Yeah, because
It
they
wasn't
haven't
a
been
village,
around
it was
in
a group
while.
of centaurs in the forest. It wasn't necessarily a village of any sort you know of.
Yeah, a camp or a group, I suppose. I heard of centaur.
Yeah.
Not sure what the collective term would be for centaur.
I remember the mayor saying as well, they haven't been around in over a month. Like, they usually come by once a month or something. So that might be worth checking out to see if they're even there.
That's a good point, actually. What do you have to say on this, Aramil?
I'm still trying to figure out what my staff does. We should totally go and kill some ghouls. They're unnatural. Just, I can make a giant constrictor snake. I've attuned to this staff. It's cool.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, let's head towards the northeast then. I assume there's a gate or a city wall, or does this city not have a wall? No?
It does not have a wall.
I'm just heading out there then, though perhaps on the way I try and find any guardsmen who might be able to give us more accurate directions to where the centaurs might be found, rather than just attacks are coming from the northeast, but literally, you know, where could we find the centaurs?
Sure. When you get to the edge of the town, make a perception roll.
Okay.
Nice
I need
work.
to get these bad rolls out now.
Nice
As
work.
hard as I can.
Didn't you roll like
Hard as
10
I-
times before the stream?
I did.
You're supposed to get
Wow.
the bad rolls out then.
I know. Wow. Does
What a
everyone
way
else
to
know
begin the
it's as well?
session.
I know. I've got this.
Okay. You spot a child running into the forest ahead of you.
Okay, I think I'm going to have a look. So I'll roll for perception as well. 14.
Yeah, you see a guard standing like a few meters away from you, leaning against a building, smoking a pipe.
Roll for perception to see if there was a guard. Oh my lord.
All right, well, we'll talk to the guard then, see if we can find out a general direction for these centaurs, at least.
Okay. All right, how can I help you?
We're looking for some centaurs. It's an odd request, but we've been told it's somewhere around this general area, northeast. But we're hoping to narrow it down.
Oh, I think the sentinels are somewhere in the forest up there. We don't know. Well, they're keeping themselves, but they come past. They sometimes want leather or bits of metal or something. Stuff that they can't get by themselves. They want the leather tanned or something. And, they don't really have any specific base as far as I know. I mean, I'm not an expert on sentinels, but as far as I know, they haven't got like somewhere. They don't like the town particularly much.
Okay, so they're somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure we're going to need more than that if we're going to find them, because exploring... Yeah.
How many centaurs are there? Are there a lot?
We don't know. We only ever see like 2 or 3 popping into town. Well, I don't know if they all come in a bunch or whether like some of them stay behind.
Because
They're pretty secretive, and we let them. We let them be. They do their job, and we help them out, and
I mean, Scarlet, wouldn't you be able to find their tracks? I mean, it's a giant man horse. It can't not leave
Yeah,
tracks.
I should be able to track them, because otherwise
And if
we would
it's
just be
group
one
them.
forest. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
we'd
well,
be as well.
the land's pretty squidgy these days. It's been raining a few nights, so there'll probably be some pretty good tracks, I guess.
I guess we're heading into the forest then, see if we can get some tracks.
What is that? And he sees this giant lumbering badger come down the street after you. What the? And he just goes for his sword, like trying to get it out.
That's squishy. It's fine. He's fine.
What the? Squishy?
Yeah.
What's?
Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Squishy.
He's only squishy because he doesn't have armor yet, and your stupid mare doesn't have any blacksmiths that'll make armor.
A couple of steps backwards, and he's like, "Okay, good badger, good badger."
Well, I'm not going to go first. I'm out of my depth with trees, so I'll follow your lead, Scarlet.
Okay.
But, I think we're wasting time around here and
Yeah, so
traumatizing
we
the
can-
guard.
Sooner we can get in the forest, the better, especially since it's afternoon now, and we don't want it to get too dark if we're looking for centaurs. Okay, so we'll head into the forest, and I guess I'm looking for tracks. Okay, so what would I roll for this?
Well, currently at the edge of the town. You're going to move into the forest and then search tracks. You're going to search for tracks where you are at the edge of the town.
I think we should just as well make for the forest, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I think, because we're not going to get tracks at the edge of town, I don't think.
So you walk into the forest for about half an hour now until you're properly into the forest. You can't see the town anymore. Sun's starting to get a little bit low in the horizon, and let me just find my forest music.
Yay, music! It's getting very quiet.
Are there carts? Oh, it's
One would
raining.
hope no.
It's raining
There we go. No, it's not raining. There we go. The non-raining one.
with no carts.
That's very disappointing.
No carts in the forest, sadly. No.
Okay.
You're not really walking down any known paths or any cobbled roads or anything. You are literally just walking through a forest without any sort of obvious signs of human travel.
Okay. Well, Ranger,
May as well start
See anything?
seeing if we can find tracks. Again, what do I roll for this?
You'll be looking for a survival roll, so it'll be a d20 plus your survival. which will be wisdom, and any proficiency you have if you are proficient with survival.
Okay. Can I assist?
Sure, you can assist.
I forget how to do that. That's my roll.
You need to roll first as a survival roll. If you succeed, she gets advantage on her check.
Okay. I rolled a 21.
Yes, you may have advantage on your check then.
Okay,
That's definitely a success.
How often can someone assist?
16.
Provided you can assist and you've got a good reason to assist and you say you want to assist and it's an action where you can assist, then sure. I don't tend to let more than one person assist because then it would sort of become a team action. 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if, for argument's sake, if my roll's better than her roll, can we just use
you're
my roll?
assisting. No, because you declared as assisting.
Okay.
So you go into the forest and quite easily you find, having, basically almost followed them out, tracks of humanoid footprints, sort of like a person is running or several people are running. You think there were at least 3, possibly 5 or 6, and they came one way and then we went out the other and basically took the same rough direction through the forest. And they're not all sort of running together in a group. There are, 2 together over there, there's 1 together there, and you see another one about 10 minutes ago. And you suspect, these are possibly humanoids who came running out of the forest and then went back in. Probably came running out about nightfall yesterday and went back in about sunrise, just before sunrise this morning. You also spot some hooves. These footprints look older. They look like they're probably a week older, maybe 4 days. And it looks like maybe 3 centaurs moving together, maybe 4 as a group. And they were going off vaguely in a sort of east to northeast direction.
Okay, so I'll fill in the rest of the group that. Just,
Okay.
there's like several humanoid footprints, which we're not really looking for. We're looking for the centaurs, and there's some of those, the humanoid ones are spread about, but the centaurs are sort of grouped together and they appear older. I'm not really sure which ones we would want to follow here. If we're looking specifically for centaurs, obviously those ones, but what's the deal with the humanoid ones?
Humanoids. Have you related all this information to us, have you?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then it seems obvious that those would be the ghouls.
Well, maybe, but
It would depend on the gait. Can you see anything about the way they're walking, other than the fact that they have footprints? Can you see if they're lumbering, lurching, how wide apart are their footsteps, that sort of thing?
It more or less looks as if they've been running, and that they're spread out everywhere, so they weren't really running collectively. Basically going in different directions.
I would say it's probably going to be the ghouls.
Yeah.
Without anything else to pin it on, seems likely. So it comes down to which set we want to follow. Do we want to follow along with the centaurs or go straight for the ghouls? It may be worth checking on the centaurs. I'd actually like to find out what's going on with that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, though those footprints are older.
I think we should follow the hooves.
Yeah.
Okay.
People go into the woods. We think
Yeah.
maybe it's ghouls, but it could just be people in the woods. Let's go.
Yep.
A
fair
hoof
enough.
mark
Okay.
is pretty clear.
Yep. Well, as long as you feel you can follow such old tracks, lead the way.
Okay. So I guess we're going to follow those.
Okay. That will mean you need to make a survival roll.
Okay.
Does someone to assist with this?
I will, sure. Absolutely. By all
Okay,
means.
sure.
I like assisting.
You're so helpful. Thank you.
I rolled a 23, natural 20.
You're so
Natural
helpful.
20.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Scarlet, before Scarlet even starts to bend down to follow the tracks, Aramil goes this way and just knows the way, looks, can see the tracks instantly, sort of picking out where the flora of the forest has been sort of damaged and bent over, and just by the way that certain parts of the plant life have been disturbed from the natural order, can see the direction that the centaurs move, because they're fairly large animals. And they have quite a weight to them, so they do disperse the flora a fair bit. And you notice that they go off basically in a certain direction, and you start following them, and you follow them for an hour. Sun gets a bit lower, you follow them for another hour. Sun is threatening to set. You follow them for a little bit longer, and they start to go into this sort of more heavily, densely wooded and sort of broken ground area, which, you know, might be possibly where they're starting to go for, you know, to sleep or to set up or camp or something. It's definitely a bit of terrain which is more defensible, you would say. However, the sun is literally on the verge of setting. Do you want to continue on?
Well, I'm quite comfortable moving forward through the darkness. The stars will be enough for me to see reasonably well by, but how about you, Scarlet, Aramil?
Well, we all have
could
night.
set up camp.
We all have dark vision. We can all see just fine at night.
Yeah, I mean, we've made it this far. May as well continue.
Yeah, there's no
Wolf Slayer
particular-
nods and brandishes her two-handed sword, which she hasn't actually let go of for the entire time you've seen her with it now. Goes, yes, I would like to hit things.
There might be things to hit.
Okay.
Squishy is still following us, I take it?
We have,
Okay.
we have eggs. So
Good squishy, good squishy.
Yes.
Yep.
Right, well,
Okay.
I'm happy to move forward, though. At this point, Malphas would draw his bow and just have it ready, comfortably held, ready to use. And I'm going to have him start moving with intent to remain unseen. So, stealthing at this
Okay.
point.
okay. As we have agreed to move on, we're in the woods. Yes. So
Yep.
Malphas, Scarlet, I'm going to turn into a wolf now.
Oh,
Just so you know,
Okay.
don't freak out.
okay.
I
Okay.
You
won't.
might want to walk Squishy.
We won't be able to talk to each other. I'll understand you, but
Right.
this is the natural habitat of, you know, wooden creatures, and I'll be able to smell and hear things a lot better if I'm a wolf. So,
That makes perfect sense, but how is the badger going to react to a wolf, which I can only imagine is going to be a natural predator?
well, I suppose I could tell him I'm going to turn into a wolf. You want me?
I can use speak with animals and talk to him and explain it.
I
to
think one of you probably
Well-
does want to just give him a heads up that what's
Yeah.
about to happen.
Fair enough. Sure. I mean, he's your pet after all, so maybe you should, you know, take care of your pet.
He's technically the group pet, but sure, I don't mind talking to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, as a bit of out of GM advice, Aramil, when you're in animal form, you can't cast spells. So if you want to use a spell level now, when you won't be able to use it while you're in an animal form, it might be better for you to use it rather than Scarlet, because otherwise Scarlet's going to be like, I want to cast. I've used one.
How many spell slots does she have? Because I would rather be able. I can unshift and then still use a bonus action to heal. Can I not?
Yes, yeah, you can. Choose a heal too, though, so it's up to you.
A ranger? Rangers can heal? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
rangers are pretty good at healing.
All right. I'm officially not the group healer anymore. I'm done. No more heals for anyone.
I can cure
Your
wounds.
heal is a bonus action. Hers is an action.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. The next time Avak gets kicked in the balls, it's not my problem.
Fair enough.
Can you cast Speak with Animals as a ritual?
I can. Can
You
Scarlet?
can do that if you want, then.
Oh.
Yeah, I
We have the time.
think mine's just a spell.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
ritual.
sure, I mean,
yeah.
For,
I
for
heard.
10 minutes, I'll have Malphas will, be pacing a little ways away from the group, just keeping an eye out.
Well, if Malthus can roll a stealth test and a perception test.
Okay, so with stealth, it would just be d20 plus my stealth, which is 7. Come on, not a 1. Okay, that's pretty good. 24 on
Okay.
stealth. And then perception, which is asking a lot. Yeah.
10. Okay. I'll have to check later if rangers can ritual, by the way, because I'm not sure if rangers can ritual cast.
Yeah, I don't remember reading that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so your 10 minutes passes.
Okay.
Okay. Squishy.
Wonder when I'm going to get any eggs. Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going? How have you been?
Oh, not bad. Need an egg. I haven't had an egg in several hours now.
You need to talk to Scarlet. The little one, the wee one over there. She's got all the eggs.
Oh.
Or the other, one. But the other Anna.
The Squishy runs up to Scarlet, looks up at Scarlet, and goes, Can I have some eggs? Can I have some eggs? Scarlet doesn't understand any of that.
I'm just staring at Squishy.
He expects
Can I have
eggs.
some eggs? Can I have some eggs?
Do you remember that we told him we would bring eggs? He's wanting eggs from you. You need to give him eggs. Like every 6 hours at least.
Okay, I will give him... How many eggs do I have? I have 12. So I'll give him... How much does a giant badger need?
Giant badger is like the size of a donkey, like, and they're probably more muscle than a human.
That all 12 eggs would be a snack.
Most likely.
Well, eggs are very nutritious. They are like really good, but you know, we're talking. You know, you can't just give him like a tiny bit a day.
Eggs for the last 2 or 3 days.
He did eat a fish. He did eat a fish earlier. He nicked the fish from the stall.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Okay.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna give him 3 eggs. So yeah, I'll give Squishy 3 eggs. Make sure he doesn't see the other eggs as well while I'm doing that.
He looks very pleased. Thank you for the eggs. Thank you for the eggs. Oh, did you thank you for the eggs? Thank you for the eggs.
Yes. Okay. So hey, I just need to explain something to you before you get scared. Okay. I am a druid. I can turn into other animals. Do you remember when I turned into a badger like you?
That was weird.
I know.
I thought I ate some weird herbs.
No, you didn't. But I can do that. And so you can smell me, right? Do you know what I smell like? When I turn into another form, I'll probably I'll smell the same. So I need you to not get scared when I turn into another animal.
Okay.
So if you do that, we'll give you eggs.
Okay. He kind of takes a couple of steps backwards and looks at you with trepidation.
Okay. Trust me. You've trusted me so far, right? How many eggs have you had?
He nods.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. We've reached an understanding then.
2 and 1 eggs.
1?
2 and 1 eggs.
2 and 1. I think it's been more than that.
Oh, in total, there was 2 and 2 and 2 and what comes after 2?
20.
What is 20?
A lot more than 2.
Okay.
Lots of eggs.
What is that noise? Is that food?
It's not eggs. Okay. I'm just going to trust that he's not going to freak out, and I'm going to turn into a direwolf now.
Okay.
So, just in a
Wow,
second's time, this human who was originally standing there with staff and a shield and a Technicolor Dreamcoat goes and turns into this, like, you're a medium creature, aren't you, as a direwolf?
I'm a large beast, unaligned.
Okay, so this horse-sized wolf just grows out of him, merges into, and just like a horse-sized wolf. We're not talking, you know, a donkey or anything. We're talking very large. We are talking the size of a destrier as a wolf. This thing stands, you know, a good 6 foot tall, big, chunky. It's a wolf. It's got, you know, powerful paws, strong, like, it looks tough. This thing is big. It is heavy. Its fur is like very pale gray with flecks of white and small strips of darker color on it. It's obviously some sort of Arctic-based creature. I don't know what you guys know about direwolves, but it looks like it's from the north somewhere. It's big, it's scary, and it's not currently standing where Aramil was. Squishy goes.
Now, I
Aramil,
can't
make a animal handling check with advantage because you did tell him.
Okay, but I have a ritual casted animal like talk with animals. Can I still speak to him in a different shape or not?
You can.
I can still talk to him.
Any concentration, it's a concentration spell, so it still lasts until you can stop concentrating or the end of the ritual, which I think lasts for 10 minutes.
Right. So, okay. So you said a advantage check on animal handling first, which is +5. So, sure hope we're okay. It is a 25.
So Squishy goes.
All the 20s today. My God.
And so I
Your
look.
hair looks longer.
I look down at him and I say, "I told you." Because that was a big wolf. Smell me.
He walks up,
Oh, so long. Wow.
rubs against you, and goes, "You're softer like this." He just sort of starts rubbing himself against one of your paws.
Yes. All right.
This just direwolf happened to be Batman by any chance.
Yeah.
This is destroyed. He's only himself to blame.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So anyway,
Oh, that was fantastic.
all right. The other thing I want to do, and I'm done rolling for a little while at least, is so I turned into a direwolf because I wanted to. I don't know. We're in the woods. I want to smell and hear, just see if I can sense anything better than the average person can. I have advantage on hearing and smell tests.
Okay, sure. Roll the perception test with advantage, I guess.
This is just perception. It's not one or the other. Smelling and hearing is the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a combined perception test, and I'll give you a lower threshold for those two.
That would be an 18 plus 5.
From
rolling
a few hundred meters away, you can hear click, 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 and you can also smell dried blood, the smell of warm metal, and sweat, probably from some sort of humanoid.
Okay. I'm an animal now. I can't communicate. So I
At
You
this
can
point,
communicate with Squishy.
yeah.
because I'd already been given a heads up that he wouldn't be able to talk with us. After a few moments, I come back and I'm like, "Can you hear anything? Can you smell anything?"
I'm like an
Point of
Irish
reference.
I'm like an Irish setter, and so I put one paw up, I point.
So this giant Destress-sized wolf, this thing that probably
Has
weighs
become
a
a
good,
point.
half a ton or something, just raises one paw and points.
Fantastic.
And then I start to sneak off through the forest, being quiet as an animal would. I'm a hunting animal.
Okay.
I
In
approach.
which case, everybody roll stealth tests.
Do I need to roll? Oh, well, I guess. Am I out of
You
stealth now?
would need to since you came back, so I'll make it sure everyone rolls again for the sake of simplicity. Squishy will need to roll at disadvantage
I rolled a 1.
because no one has told him how to be quiet.
I
Okay.
rolled a 1.
Belfast,
Oh,
really?
damn.
We have like two extremes right now.
We do. Literally everything Aramil does right now is going to be golden. I am absorbing all of the bad rolls like some sort of natural one black hole. All we need is for a Rumba to do everything, and I'll just keep moving around doing the silly little rolls and just taking away all the bad dice. It's a foolproof plan.
Now,
I'm just staying middle of the road.
is
I'll
it
roll for Wolf Slayer.
is it reasonable to assume that a direwolf has advantage on stealth? Not advantage, but a
You're the size of a
proficiency.
horse.
Proficiency?
Does it say it does in its listing? Because it should say proficiency stealth.
I don't see anything for proficiency.
Oh, no. It still uses your proficiencies because it's you in the brain, so you know how to move it. So
Okay.
it uses your proficiencies, I think.
But I get the dexterity modifier though, which is +2 for a direwolf.
Yeah. You get its dexterity, its
Strength and constitution.
strength, and its constitution. Yeah.
Okay. So
Wolf Slayer rolled a 19, so she's good.
I have a 19. Sorry, Melpass.
No.
I look toward him and I growl just like so quietly that no one can hear it but him and I.
Okay, so what happens is you start walking off, and you get to this bit of broken ground where you have to sort of scrabble up it, using your hands and feet. Not the direwolf and Squishy, obviously. But Melthas tries to scramble up, finds like a loose rock, and falls head over heels, doing like a backwards somersault. Pebbles and stuff moving around him, and he instantly goes still. There's no response in sound, so you think you're good, and you continue to move on. And you come eventually, about half an hour later, to a small clearing in what is effectively like a cul-de-sac in the side of a sort of a bit of ridge of stone where it sort of goes up about a 60-degree angle. And you notice in the clearing are the bodies of 4 centaurs. Make perception checks.
Okay.
I'll go first. Oh, too late. I was going to absorb the ones. but Scarlett's already. She goes middle of the road anyway.
Yeah,
we
pretty
go.
much.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Now watch me roll the 1.
I know I was waiting
Nope.
on that there.
It's an 18.
Okay. So you notice,
The only
Off
one
to
of
the
us that I-
side.
by the way.
half hidden by sort of an outcrop of stone, is a little group. 2 hobbits, a human, and they have between them a motley association of weapons, but you notice that the centaurs themselves are missing their feet. Looking at them, it looks like they've been sawn off or cut off. Melthas, you notice from what you can see, and you notice actually lying off to the side, basically a hacksaw. And judging by the ends of their tibias, it looks like they were like sawn off shortly after death.
Okay, so to sum this up, to my eyes, that is Malphas, it appears that the centaurs were all killed and had their hooves sawn off. There's a bloody saw nearby. There's a hobbit, there are 2 hobbits and a human in amongst it with a bric-a-brac of weaponry nearby them. Okay.
They
How
haven't,
far away are they?
Appeared to have noticed you. They are currently about 60 feet away.
Okay, so they're basically the edge of my ability to see clearly right now.
Yeah,
Have they got any lights? Because the human, unless magical...
they are carrying a lantern. It's actually down on a little portable
Right,
bench.
so that's casting light on the clearing, making them quite visible. Okay, that's actually good to know. Right, and
And it's probably why you can see them and they can't see you, because it's ruined their night vision.
okay, so the 3 of us are at the edge of this kind of encampment clearing thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking to my companions, and maybe not as much to the wolf, who's not going to be able to easily express anything quietly.
Yeah.
Squishy can obviously smell blood.
Yeah. Whispering
It's,
at this point.
It's been more than 10 minutes. You said it was a half hour that we were crawling toward them, so
Yeah.
I can't speak with
And-
Squishy anymore.
No.
Okay.
However, you hear, shh. Oi, lads, what was that?
Oh.
And you notice that the 3 figures around the light quickly cover it with something. And
Right, okay, so
pull
we
it up
the light going out.
and turn the lantern towards you. It's now covered with something along the back and the edges, but the front is still open, giving it sort of directional light over in your direction.
Okay.
Okay, so these are... So I can smell the blood. I can see that the centaurs have been desiccated, basically. Their hooves have been cut off. And we were seeking the centaurs because they were somewhat of a friendly ally.
Yeah. Wow. Not an enemy at the very least.
Yeah, they may have had information for us.
One of the hobbits moves 30 feet towards your direction.
Is it an
and
oil
starts
lantern?
working past you.
Because I'd like to react.
You can't see at the moment. All you can see is a light from a lantern that's held, because you can't see into the lantern to determine what exactly it is. It's
I'll
just
try
light.
and shoot the lantern.
Okay. Make an attack roll. It is within your normal range.
Okay. Because they can't see me, do I have an advantage on this?
You do indeed.
Okay, so... Right, because I always seem to forget to add things.
It is a very
but-
small target, so I will make
Yeah.
it a hard shot. But
Proficiency with short bows, so that's... well, my attack is 5. Do I add my dex to that? So...
it's a d20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency. Plus 5 sounds about it's all been calculated for you.
Yeah. You should have +3 from Dex. I think you have like 16.
That is definitely a hit.
Okay.
It's an auto crit because the lantern is unable to resist.
Okay. So I roll my... I haven't set up a macro for this. I'm sorry, Rumba. You're going to hate me forever.
So it's double
I
the
do.
die for the arrow and double the die for your sneak attack.
Now, are you using the
The lantern is
special
surprised.
arrows?
Okay, so I'm rolling 4d6 then. Double the die. Oh, wow, okay.
But
Wow.
are you brought
pretty
special arrows? Did you bring the special arrows?
Those were Scarlets. I gave those to Scarlet, so
Yeah.
not a very high roll, 12.
So While you're all sort of standing there, wondering what to do, Melfast just quickly raises his bow, pulls it back, and arrow shoots out across the clearing, hits the globe of light, which to you, most of you, just appears like a big fuzzy globe of light, which was previously a lantern because it's been shone in your direction. And there's a ah! And muffled swearing as the light goes out. A small bit of flame dances on the surface of the clearing where something's been dropped, and there's a metallic sound of something breaking.
Okay. As soon as I hear the sound...
Lads. Spread out. There's someone out there. Yeah.
As soon as I hear the sound of the twang of the bow, since I'm very good at hearing, I immediately leap off and I just go and attack because they killed the centaurs. I don't trust them. So I have a speed of 50 feet. I'm very, very fast.
There is a hobbit about 30 feet from you who is currently looking sort of about 90 degrees away from your current position.
Yeah, I'm going to kill him.
Okay, make an attack. You run up to him.
I'm not going to attack him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to put his head in my jaw, and I'm going to close it, and he's going to die.
So this is the first time I've actually used an animal form attack roll. So I've got to, you got to walk me through some of the mechanics here. I have bite, melee attack, and okay, I have advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of my allies is within 5 feet. That's not true. Or if the ally, okay, no, okay. So no pack tactics advantage. I just have +5 to hit. Okay, so +5 to hit. So attack roll first.
Yeah.
You know, this is wrong.
You have advantage on this as well because the guy is unaware of you.
What I just did was just totally wrong. It was a macro for my other weapon or something. I gotta make a new macro for when I'm an animal. Is it okay if I re-roll, or do you want to use that roll?
I'll use that roll for the first dice, but roll the second dice.
Okay, but that didn't have the +5. It had, or...
Yeah. It would still be a 9, which wouldn't be enough. But you have advantage, so you can have another dice.
So here's my second D, which is 23 for hit.
Yeah.
That is definitely a hit.
Okay.
So this halfling who is looking out, holding sort of a crossbow, and with scimitar at his side, carefully looking into the sort of the forest 90 degrees from where you rush at him. Suddenly, this horse-sized wolf just dashes out, like still moving very fast when it hits him. Just slams into the side of him. He doesn't stand a chance. Roll damage, and it isn't a crit, so you just do normal damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he can resist, even though he isn't aware of you.
So from here now it says hit 10, 2d6 +3 piercing. So do I roll or do I just assume 10?
2d6 plus.
2d6 plus 3. So I
you
roll.
have to roll, yeah.
Okay. Roll 2d6 +3. That would be an 11.
Okay. So this horse-sized wolf dashes out, hits him at full pelt, blasts into him, head like just draws straight around his entire body and his right arm, just pinning him, pushes him another 5 feet into the ground, rips him apart, and just spray of gore as most of his abdomen just comes apart in the direwolf's mouth. This is one big wolf. It is mainly muscle, and it just charges him full pelt, grabs him in his jaws, and rips and complete everything from like, you know, one rib off the bottom of its rib cage down to about its hip, just comes out with your mouth just shredded.
That's disgusting.
Damn.
I'm a horrible creature. Okay, and then the last thing in my attack roll. The last thing in my attack roll, it says if the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Is it dead already?
He's dead.
It's dead.
He's very dead.
Very much dead.
I don't think he's still alive. He's basically in 2 pieces. Remember?
Okay.
And the 2 pieces are the important ones. You've cut him into half of
So
the
you're,
abdomen.
so you're saying he's prone. He's prone. He's dead.
Both parts of him are prone. Both parts. Of him
There we go. That's all I wanted to hear. He's prone.
His intestines are
One
prone.
prone.
The rest of it is prone.
Okay. And you said roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative, everyone.
Okay. I killed a halfling. Yay. Initiative is I forget how to do initiative already. It's just
Okay, now I need to
plus
put
dex.
on.
Now
music.
I am an
Yeah.
animal though. Do I get the dex modifier for my initiative roll?
Yep, you do.
Yes, you count as the animal's initiative.
Say it's +2 for dex. Okay.
Oh, really? It's got a lower dex than me?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
But here's the thing: if you actually add up my stats right now, so I get to keep. This is what's so crazy about my druid. I get to keep my modifiers for Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you've got basically a creature that's giving you good physical
Everything.
stats.
Everything.
And you've got the
Okay.
mind that gives you good mental stats. That's pretty awesome.
So I get +3 strength, +2 dex, +2 constitution. And then this animal would normally have negatives for everything else, but because I get to keep those, my actual character is +1 intelligence, +3 wisdom, +3 charisma. So it's all pluses across the board. Everything's plus.
Very nice indeed.
Anyway.
Okay. Malthus and Scarlet, you're both on 12, aren't you?
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I'll let Scarlet take a turn because I initiated effectively.
Yeah. So at this point, where are they in regards to us? They came forward a little bit. They were 60 feet before.
Yeah, so the other two are about 50 feet away.
50 feet.
The corpse is about 34 feet away-ish.
It's 34 feet away. Okay, well,
I have
that's
to roll. Do you want to roll for Squishy's initiative?
Sure. What is it for Squishy?
Giant badger.
I can look that up.
He's
Yeah,
even
do the
starting to
giant
make
badger
the sounds now when he's unsure about stuff.
Giant badger has a dexterity modifier of 0.
Okay.
You know, the real reason why his hair has been cut is because he's slowly turning into Squishy. Over the
Squishy
course
goes
of this-
first. So
Ironically-
make an animal handling roll for Squishy.
Animal
I think Aramil should make the animal handling roll because he was the last person to talk to Squishy.
Okay. Ironically, just so you guys know, giant badgers only have 13 HP.
About exactly the same as me.
It's kind of weak considering he's a giant.
To be honest, yeah, I
Badger.
would have said that a badger would be significantly more robust, considering it's basically muscle covered in fur.
Yeah, no direwolf is he?
You know, an insulating layer of fat around it.
So what was your roll, Scarlet?
Yeah, I got a 16, and I think you need to roll for animal handling.
I do.
You were the last one to talk to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I roll a 1.
I didn't absorb the ones. I'm sorry. I
Okay, so with the twang of the bow and the slight flash, and then the sprinting of the direwolf, he goes and he just bolts back into the woods.
Bye-bye.
You just lost Squishy.
Okay.
It's okay. We put the
Oh,
collar.
Scarlet, she actually
Don't
looked
forget,
distraught.
we put the
My
collar
cat
on him.
just ran away.
We put the collar. We put the collar on him. It's fine. We expect him to run away. He's an
It's
I don't know what
untrained badger.
happened to him out in that forest.
He's
I
a
know,
giant
someone could chop off
badger.
his paws.
He'll eat everything.
Someone might want badger paws.
He might make
One of
himself
them-
sick.
Now, does
At which point, Wolf Slayer
Wolfslayer
has her go,
Okay.
and she just goes, "I get to hit things." She chooses to rage. She runs up to the human, and that's the end of her go. She doesn't get to attack because she had to sprint, but she's now in combat range.
Outside of the actual your voice, you literally captured the essence of Wolf Slayer. That was so wow.
I'm glad.
Well done.
It's almost like having Anna here.
Not quite as good.
Okay.
Not quite as good. Right, that makes it Malthus or Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Okay, I'll go. I will pull out my bow and I'll aim for the one that Wolfslayer is by.
The one she's in combat with, or the one she isn't in combat with?
The one that she isn't in combat with, actually.
Okay, that's the halfling. Sure.
So, where's my macro for this? Short bow. Oh, I forgot to add. What was it I forgot to add? To
Your
the-
dex? You've
Yeah,
got
my
efficiency,
dex.
but you haven't had dex. But even
Yeah,
then...
plus 3 would be 10.
Okay, so that's a 10. Sadly, the bolt just flies off as the halfling ducks, suddenly realizing that there's something on. Arrow goes whoosh, straight over his head, hits some rock nearby and splinters. Actually, doesn't splinter. You get to keep arrows if you can find them afterwards that don't hit. It just digs into the ground and stays there. Right, that would make it Malthus.
Okay, well, I'm going for the one that... because the Hobbit just avoided an attack, is it considered engaged with Scarlet?
No.
It's not. It's melee attack. So I'm going to go for the human then.
Okay.
So that'll be an attack at advantage.
You don't get advantage against someone in combat. You only get advantage against people you have advantage against. You do get your sneak attack bonus against people who are in combat, though. I don't think you get advantage.
Ah, right. I'm sorry. The best. Well, I don't think either of them would have hit anyway.
I'll randomize which one it is. It is, in fact, the 12, which just hits.
Oh, There we go then. Sorry about that. Right, so now I actually get a sneak attack bonus.
Yeah.
So that's just 2d6. I'm not stealth anymore because I've made an attack. Is that correct? Or am I still technically
Yes,
stealth?
you're not stealth as soon as you make an attack.
Right, okay, so it's just 2d6 because it's a surprise attack because it's already engaged. Not a bad roll.
Did you add your dex to that?
No, I did not. That would be an extra 3, so that brings it up to 11.
Okay. So there's a arrow flies forwards, just misses Wolfslayer's shoulder as she runs towards this guy, sword raised, and just takes the guy like square, roughly in the nose, just off to the side, penetrates through the back of his skull, and he just collapses. And Wolfslayer's like, "You stole my kill!"
That's 6 kill shots so far, my lord.
Hey, I've had like 3 or 4 golf swings, golf club hits on the heads, remember?
I have indeed. I have indeed.
And I ripped a guy in half.
Yeah, that counts more.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make it.
That's the time I shot a
Outman.
guy through a mouth before he could scream.
Okay.
That was pretty awesome.
So there are 2 other targets or 3?
There's one now.
Only 1. And I'm very fast.
Oh, you're in range. Yeah.
I'm very fast though. Like really fast. Like he's gonna be like, hey, there's a wolf over there, but then all of a sudden the wolf's on his head. Right? Basically?
Yeah,
Let's
about
roll the
20
one.
feet away from him, you have a move of 50, yeah.
So there's basically you're saying there's no advantage? No? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I
mean,
attack-
unless you want to say something like, I'm just going to charge him down or something, rather than actually just attacking.
No, I'll attack him. We'll be conservative. I attack him.
It's not like you.
Okay. You run up and you bite, is it?
I forget, and I have to look it up again. 1 second, I'm sorry. There's so many different
I think
animals.
you've got a bite or a paw or something, haven't you? Like, you've got 2 choices.
No,
like-
actually, I
it
only...
just bite?
This animal only has 1 attack, which is bite.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 second. There's like 195 creatures in this list, and it has to. I have to search through like 10 of them to actually get to dire wolf, because wolf shows up in werewolf. You know,
I'm quite surprised
And if
that
I-
it doesn't
and
get
if
a
I
full
search-
attack. It's got the size of a horse.
and if I search dire wolf, it doesn't work because it's actually wolf comma space dire, which is annoying. I guess I could actually search for that.
Space die?
Yeah, I can search for that actually. Okay, wolf comma space dire. I only have 1 attack. It's called bite. +5 to hit. Okay, so +5. There's my hit roll. It is a 11.
11.
Okay, you run at him, you go for this massive bite, and expertly, he sort of dodges out of the way at the last minute, rolling to the side as you, like, your speed just takes you a little bit too far, and you have to turn around and re-engage.
Okay.
Okay, it's his go. Oh, you're a big one, aren't you, laddie? And then he looks
Stop it,
around and
Tom.
goes, guys. Don't bite. And he takes a couple of steps backwards, not out of engagement range or you'll get a free attack. But he just puts his hands up, drops what he was carrying on the ground and says, you caught me. Can we call the wolf off now? And he is a halfling, right? So he's like 4 foot, 4'5" maybe. You are 6 foot tall. Can we call the wolf off now? Please, call it off.
Okay,
It's not funny anymore.
So as he's saying that, then I revoke my wild shape, and I immediately, like, I don't know, I intimidate. Like, I want him to still feel the presence of me
Are
being.
we still in combat at the moment, or are we out of it now? Effectively.
I assume
Oh,
unless anyone wants to attack, you can be out of combat.
Okay.
I personally feel like we should
I-
talk to him. So
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
question him.
all I was going to say is that I would like to basically hold my action when it came up, so I was just waiting for
Okay,
help.
well, you can be doing that out of combat. You can just say, well, since we're out of combat, I'm just going to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malphas is drawn his bow, and the condition is if he reaches for a weapon,
okay,
or seems as if he's about to.
okay, sure.
So I revoke my wild shape and I say to him, with all of like the pressure and like immensity of being 50% taller than he is and being this big beast, I just roll it. I want to intimidate him into, you know, why did you kill these these centaurs? What happened here?
Okay, so basically this giant 6-foot-tall wolf goes, spit starting to drool just off his teeth, and turns into, you know, a half-elf in front of him.
With drool going down his chin.
Very
A little
imposing.
blob of wolf drool. Make an intimidation roll. You can have advantage on it.
You know, you say that like I'm not an intimidating half elf or something, but I'll let you know I'm actually +3 on intimidation. I'm pretty good. Yeah, pretty good intimidator.
You know how to use your wolf shape to intimidate.
Yeah. That would be 23, natural 20.
Okay. The halfling is obviously a little bit of a rugged guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he's a pushover. But at the sight of this wolf bearing down on him that's much bigger than he is, and suddenly just turning into this, just a guy in front of him. But this guy still has got this presence, this aura about him. The fact that he was immediately, like a second ago, a horse-sized wolf who just ripped apart one of his friends effortlessly. This guy is just like, well, we were out for a walk. And you just know he's lying. He doesn't even finish the sentence. He's just so, like, taken aback and scared and wrong-footed by you. You just, like, he's lying. He can't even think straight right now.
Okay.
At this point, Malphas stepping out of the sort of the wood line. I'm not sure if the Hobbit can see him, but he's got his arrow drawn.
Yep.
And in as measured, because like Malphas hasn't been working hard at all. The only thing he's been really doing is working his shoulders to draw his bow, so he shouldn't be out of breath at all. So in a very measured and calm sort of voice, he says, "Look, you're not helping yourself by lying. We don't need to end this with you dying, but if you don't tell us the truth," he's trying to persuade him to actually just come clean with us, because it's going to be much worse if he doesn't.
Okay. Make a persuade roll.
Okay.
I just have to point out, I know this is breaking the fourth wall, but apparently I just rolled a 19 and a 20, and the chances of that in a 2 back-to-back roll is 0.5%.
Pretty low, yes.
So I intimidated the
rolled a lot of
shit
dice.
out of
It's
him.
going to happen.
True, but I intimidated the shit out. Like there should be like shit falling out of his pants right now. Like that
Wow.
guy, he's
There is a
intimidated.
little bit of a smell.
It's a little bit of a smell. Lucky you turned out of your direwolf form, otherwher that would be really bad.
Well, it was just a nice time for a walk. At which point, would you like make perception checks, everyone?
Okay.
I got 23.
I got 16.
8.
Aramil's struggling to recover. Direwolf.
Scarlet, you hear the sound of sort of rustling foliage behind you, and you look around just in time to see Squishy running towards you.
Squishy!
Very quickly. He's obviously scared. And out of the gloom behind you
Oh,
runs
it's nighttime.
a figure who hits you. Surprise round.
Who's he hitting?
Scarlet.
Okay.
Take 9 points of piercing damage as claws come up behind you and strip through your armor, ripping apart the flesh around your shoulder blade. I'd also require you to make a Constitution saving throw, and then everyone roll initiative.
13.
13.
18.
Aramil +3, isn't it, as well?
I am no longer a wolf.
Yeah, but you get initiative if you... Oh, you don't have any... Okay, right, sorry.
I'm no longer
I
a wolf.
got 16. So it's Aramil, me, then Scarlet.
Okay, I'm gonna you and Scarlet. Scarlet, you feel like you suddenly slightly become sluggish, like your moves are harder to move, like your muscles just don't want to, and then you shrug it off, and you feel fine.
Okay.
Wolfslayer gets 17. So who's got the highest?
I'm at 18.
Aramil, Wolfslayer, Melthus, Scarlet.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I may have gotten Scarlet's rolls. Was the only roll you've made so far, Scarlet, your Constitution check?
Oh yeah, I need to roll for an initiative.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, that was your Constitution? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was Constitution roll. 14.
Wasn't far off anyway. So.
Yeah.
Doesn't change really much.
Okay.
And I need to roll for our friend.
Our friend Squishy?
Yeah, Scarlet, can you roll for Squishy?
Okay.
So you're saying our friend is not our friend? It's a ghoul of some
9.
sort?
Whatever our friend is, it has claws. That
So the halfling you've been interrogating turns around and sees it's a ghoul. There is a ghoul that's just run out of the gloom behind you that none of you saw and just ripped a huge chunk out of your friend. So the halfling you've been interrogating sees this and goes, "Do you mind if I join in?" You're allowed to respond with a very short answer out of your turn.
We're not done with you.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, he grabs what he dropped, which is some sort of long cylindrical tube with a bit of wood at the end.
Oh, God.
Puts it up against his shoulder and points at the ghoul and fires. Hits. What's his dex? Okay. So there's a loud bang and a flash very close to a couple of your ears, especially Aramil, who's trying to bear down on him and gives a sort of ringing sound in your ears. And something goes and hits the ghoul in the shoulder, and the ghoul goes blood seeping down there, but it looks like whatever it was just winged him. Took a large chunk out of his shoulder, but it just winged him.
Okay.
Okay,
that would make it Aramil.
Okay, so unless I'm misunderstanding the mechanics then, I am going... Okay, I'm just going to... I hate breaking the fourth wall so much, but my staff, which I still carry, which I've equipped, by the way, I don't know if we mentioned that, but obviously I would equip my new attuned staff, says you can use an action to speak the staff's command word and throw the staff on the ground within 10 feet of you. That's an actual action. I can use healing word as a bonus action. So, I'm going to say a prayer, and I'm going to heal Scarlet with my bonus action, and then at the same time throw down the Staff of the Python onto the floor and turn it into a giant constrictor snake.
Which is size medium, is it?
No.
Is it size large?
Let me look it up real quick. It was
Okay.
How far away is Scarlet from Aramil right now?
Like 10 feet. Not very far.
It's a giant constrictor snake. It turns into a giant constrictor snake, which is a huge beast, unaligned, with more HP than my direwolf just had, by the way.
Huge. Is it huge?
It says huge beast, unaligned.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So you say a few healing words, and Scarlet's shoulder instantly begins to start closing up the wound. Roll for healing.
Would be a... Would be for 6.
Okay. So mostly it heals up. There's still some pretty deep cuts there, but they're no longer big gouges of flesh. They're just cuts. Kind of the leather's rent around them exposed, but, you know, you're not terribly off now.
Okay.
And then you grab your staff, you say the word that's written down the side that has a lot of S's. And you just throw it. And as you throw it, this staff, end over end, begins to writhe. And then twists in midair, and then elongates and lengthens and widens. And how far do you throw it? Like 10 feet from you, roughly?
Within 10 feet, and I roll... It's according to the description, it says that I roll... It acts on its own initiative.
Yeah.
Acts on its own initiative count. Which
So
I
that
just
puts
rolled.
it after Scarlet.
Yeah, I just rolled it, so.
Snake.
So within 10 feet,
Right, so 10 feet away, so basically right at the ghoul, effectively.
Sorry, say again.
Right at the ghoul, he's 10 feet away.
Just on the ground, within distance of between me and my party. Like more of a defensive throw than offensive. Just like
Okay,
I just
so
throw
you
it down
sort of-
on the ground.
Chuck it in front of the ghoul, in between you, the ghoul and the rest of the party, and it goes. This gigantic snake. This is not large. Large is the size of a horse. This snake is huge. This makes it roughly the size of a giant.
Shai
snake-
Halud has awoken.
If you stretched this snake out, it would be far longer than even the tallest tree around. As it is still probably a meter and a half diameter for its body. And it's just curled up, head raised, tongue lashes out. The tongue is the length of the horse. Looks down at the ghoul. The ghoul looks up, and you've never really seen fear in an undead creature before. But this ghoul looks up, and it looks maybe slightly perturbed. This gigantic snake looks down at it. That would make it Wolfslayer's go.
Out of
Wolfslayer
curiosity,
is-
from a mechanics point of view, are undead creatures actually capable of fear? I was under the impression that, like, mechanically speaking, that they were actually immune to the
Actually, they're immune to charm, exhaustion, and poison. They're not immune to fear.
Oh, okay. I'm probably getting
And
my games.
I thought in 5e they could not also be crit. I don't think there's no advantage rolls against them.
No. You can crit them. That's
can?
an earlier version. You can crit them. Yeah.
What about crit and advantage are the same thing or not?
No. You can get advantage. Crit is when you roll like natural 20. Or for some classes it says you can do a 19 or something. You can get perks.
Okay.
But crit is where you get super damage. Right. So Wolfslayer it looks at the snake and goes, "When do I get to hit that?" And runs up to the ghoul and defends Scarlet, pushes Scarlet slightly to the side, and rages.
Okay.
And hits the ghoul. Rolls a 1 for damage. Brings the sword down, two-handed, big swing. 1 plus 1 for the sword, plus her strength, which I have in front of me, which is plus 3. That's 5. And the ghoul dodges to the side at the last minute, and it clips the ghoul's arm, cutting deep into its arm, but it's a very glancing blow. If it was any, harder, it would have taken the entire arm off. So the ghoul takes 5 points of damage. Okay, that would make it Malthus' turn.
Okay. I'm having a little bit of trouble visualizing where we are in relation to the nearest tree. If you could help me out with
Okay,
that.
you're about 45 feet away from the nearest tree because you're in the middle or deep into the little sort of cul-de-sac.
Okay.
Did you go far into that?
I can move 30 feet and still take an action, or is that
Yeah.
is that
you
right?
can.
Okay, well, I'm moving towards the tree line. I'll move my maximum distance whilst
You'll move
readying
basically in the
my-
direction that Squishy came towards you.
Ooh, that's towards the ghoul, is it not?
The
I'm moving
ghoul actually came
away
a different direction from Squishy.
Oh, right, okay.
Squishy came running back, scared into the
Well, I'm moving
tree line.
away from the ghoul towards the nearest climbable object, but
Okay,
I'll
you've got the
move
edge of the sort of the cul-de-sac around you, which is a sort of rough stone, sort of 65-degree wall.
Okay,
So it's
Moving-
scrambleable.
back towards that, drawing my bow, I just shoot at the ghoul.
Okay, sure. You back up against it, and you shoot the ghoul. Make an attack.
So it's just a regular attack for this one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10.
The arrow flies off over the ghoul's head as the ghoul sort of dodges out of the way of the two-handed blow from Wolfslayer. You don't get advantage against people in combat. You only get the bonus damage, don't you? Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, it's treated as a sneak attack if they're in combat.
A sneak attack being not a surprise attack, but being a bonus damage attack. Yes.
Yeah, my bonus, effectively, yeah.
Yeah. So
Alright.
this arrow goes flies over the ghoul's head. That will make it Scarlet.
Okay, I'm going to put my bow away and pull out my short swords and
You
attack
can
the
pull
ghoul.
out one short sword. The other one will
One
have
short
to be bonus
sword.
action. 'Cause
Okay,
you-
I'll pull out.
Basically, free action.
I'll pull out my main sword,
Okay. So you pull out one short sword.
and I'll hit the ghoul with it.
Okay.
16 and 6 damage of hit.
Okay, so you hit it, and you sort of cleave in roughly into its thigh as you sort of dodge to just try and alleviate any more damage that's coming into your back. Swing around, and you cleave into its thigh, taking out a large chunk. Sort of a spray of black blood comes down. And that would make it Snake.
Okay, I get to control its action on its first move.
Yep.
I command it to kill. Kill that.
Okay.
That's basically my whole command. I don't need, it's mental. So, anyway, it gets to do a, I can do one of 2 attacks. I'm going to do Constrict. I need to get within 5 feet of the creature. It's close enough to the creature. Plus 6 to hit. So we will have it do that. Who rolled? What was that?
No one's rolled.
I just saw a roll after the fact. I don't know. Maybe it was because I tabbed in. I rolled a 10.
Okay, so the giant snake starts to try and wrap around the ghoul, but the ghoul, sort of seeing the snake and being very aware of it, moves to the side so that Scarlet's in between the snake, and the snake never really manages to get a good, like, a wrap around on the ghoul because it's basically using Scarlet as cover. Unfortunately, the snake doesn't manage to hit the ghoul.
Okay.
A giant snake, massive snake, is using me, 3'1", as cover.
Well, it's got to be able to wrap around the ghoul, which means it needs to get all the way around, so the ghoul is just keeping near you and moving to the other side. It's got to be careful not to squish you. This is a gigantic snake. It is far, far bigger than you. If it tried, it would squish you.
Like squish, squishy you? Squish? Sorry.
Oh dear. At which point, more ghouls. A ghoul runs up behind Squishy.
Scarlet's reaction was instant.
Swipes at Squishy, but Squishy, having been aware of this ghoul coming up behind him, sort of dodges at the last minute to the side with a spray of dust from the ground as turf is overturned and, you know, earth is sprayed everywhere. Dodges to the side, sort of tracks of claw marks in the ground, and the ghoul overshoots. Another ghoul runs up next to its compatriot next to the snake, takes an attack at the snake. That is a 20. Snake takes 12 points of slashing damage as its claws rip into the side of this big lumbering snake, putting massive gouges in it, ripping through deep into this very thick layer of muscle.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
The snake also has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's BS. All right, Constitution saving throw. I roll for it because I am the snake. I'm the snake master. I roll a
Oh, I thought it was going to be
19.
That was close. You almost rolled a 3. Well
the snake
done.
shudders and then just continues to move as if nothing was wrong. Another runs out and runs at Wolf Slayer. Hits. Claws coming down, doing 9 points of slashing damage. She is raging, that's half, that's 4 points of slashing damage. Claws trying to dig into her flesh, not finding very much purchase, and instead doing large cuts. Not really gashes, but deep cuts. She momentarily shudders and continues moving. Right, I need to note her health somewhere. There will do. Okay. That makes it Squishy!
Yay!
Everybody's favorite badger.
He's not my favorite. He's just not my least favorite.
Okay, Scarlet, you can control Squishy since Aramel's controlling Snake.
Okay.
Snake!
Okay, so
Snake! Time paradox.
there's a ghoul by Squishy, so Squishy would attack that one. Okay, what do I roll for Squishy?
I'll look it up.
Well done, Aramil.
Okay, he's a giant badger. So what are you trying to do?
Uh-huh.
He has a skill called multi-attack. The badger makes 2 attacks, one with its bite, one with its claws.
Okay.
So your first attack then will be +3 to hit.
+3 to hit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Five.
That was the bite.
That was his bite attack, yeah.
Okay, so he bites and tries to bite the ghoul as he skids past it, but the ghoul overshoots and he just doesn't manage to find purchase with his teeth. But then he can make a slashing attack with his claws.
Claw attack is +3 to hit as well.
+3 to hit.
Really?
Tries to scrabble to, actually hit the ghoul, but the ghoul, moving too fast, overshoots, turns around, and manages to get behind him, and he can't really get round to slash at the ghoul properly.
Okay.
Oh, squishy.
So wait,
Squishy's frightened, man.
the chances of rolling 2 2s back to back is 1 in 400. Am I not right?
He could have rolled a 3, though, and it would still be just as bad. So
I
rolling
know,
two
but-
3s back to back.
But she actually rolled 2 2s. Okay, just checking the
bad.
math there. That's okay.
I'm talented.
Right, well, that makes it top of the round again. So your hobbit friend is going to act. He goes, oh, crap. Look, they're out early. It does something with the big tube. It gets something out of his pouch, puts something in, gets a rod out, and starts hammering away at the front. That makes it... I think that's Aramil.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, can I make a perception roll to have Melfast, just catching what this guy is doing with this rod?
Other than that, you would have to take like a bonus or an action to actually see.
worries.
Right now, that's what you just gather from your side on view as you're concentrating, sort of passively perceiving. If you want to actively perceive, you'll need to watch him. But yeah, Aramil.
Okay, I have another mechanic-based question. And he walked away. He can still hear me, it sounds like, but he can't speak. So I'm going to keep talking. It says in the description of the staff of the python, on your turn, you can mentally command the snake if it is within 60 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated. If I turn into another animal, can I still communicate with my snake?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as it's within 60 feet of me, I can always talk to it, basically.
Yep.
Okay. In that case...
I don't think you're actually using your voice for it. It's more of a
Right,
mental...
it's a mental thing. Okay.
Right.
In that case, I'm going to bonus action myself back into a direwolf. Big ass direwolf. And I'm gonna attack that ghoul. And because the snake is within range, I get my actual bonuses now. Because the snake is still
So you
nearby.
attack the ghoul that's chopping into the side of the snake.
Yeah.
So squishy, isn't he? And so Scarlet, for that matter. They're all pretty close.
Scarlet's fighting the original ghoul, who's very,
All
very
right.
low in health. Wolfslayer has another ghoul, and Squishy has another ghoul. There are 4 ghouls in total. There are a lot of ghouls.
Wow.
I could draw a map, but it would just be... There's just 4 ghouls. They're all very close.
Okay. So I attack the one that's near the snake, though.
Okay.
Okay. I have pack tactics. I have advantage on an attack roll against a creature if it's within
You do?
ally. So I just get advantage on the roll.
Mm-hmm.
And since I am now a dire wolf, I get +2. What? I forget now. My attack roll is +5 to hit. Okay. I'm sorry. There's just so many. I have to pay attention to so many enemy creatures.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
D20 with advantage with +5, which would be a 22.
Yeah, that definitely hit.
Okay. And
So this direwolf just comes bounding over, leaps over the snake as this ghoul is like clawing into it, and just catches the ghoul straight on the front of the face.
And I do this much damage, which would be a 9.
You rip off the side of its, like, sort of the side of its skull. It's not really the skull, it's the flesh on the side of its skull, as you grab its ear and the side of its face in your jaws, and you just rip it off. And I have to make a test or fall prone, don't I?
If the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 Strength saving throw. So I just again mechanic.
Your weight just completely slams into it, goes flying backwards and is knocked prone as you land on it, ripping its face off with your jaws.
Nice.
Out of curiosity, how is the toxin, poison, venom contracted from ghouls? Would having a
do you
ghoul's
know?
bloody face in its mouth affect Aramel's dire wolf form? And for that matter, anyone who gets its blood anyway that's like an open wound.
What are you getting at, Melfast?
I will rule, in this case, no.
Right. But for future reference,
Make a nature check. No, it's not a nature check. I guess it would be more Arcana. You can make an Arcana or religion check. It's up to you.
So you're saying,
what do you mean?
You're saying biting animals is bad? Biting animals is always good. What are you talking about?
I'm just wondering, for the sake of the future, how these sort of things happen. Because in terms of the mechanics, is D&D more game-like? It's like, well, it's only on its attack that it afflicts this kind of condition.
I'm not going to say because I will bend the rules sometimes to make more sense than strictly the rules are. So I can't tell you unless you figure out in character.
Okay.
So you did 9 points of damage. Okay.
My Shad's like, they have dirty fingernail hygiene. It's fine.
Yeah,
that's it.
Pretty much it.
They've just got all this bacteria under their nails.
Okay, so that would make it Wolfslayer.
You're back.
Okay. Wolfslayer goes furious now. Hits. Takes a double-handed swing with her new shiny black steel sword.
Which one's Wolfslayer hitting? Like, where was she by?
She's hitting the one that attacked her and missed. The one that's next to you, but not the one that's damaged, because there's two next to you. You two are kind of fighting together.
Okay.
She rolled a 1 again for damage, so the ghoul ducks to the side as she just clips its foot, taking a chunk off the side of its ankle, but still not properly getting purchased with the two-handed sword. She's getting very frustrated now. Just stand still so I can hit you! Okay, and that would make it Malthas.
Okay. Right, so from my original position, I was about 45 feet away from the sort of, what was it, like a cliff surfacey sort of thing?
You were 45 feet away from the trees. You're now with your back basically to the cliff. Yeah. You've got back basically against the cliff. It's not really a cliff, it's more sort of a 65-degree sort of broken slope with
something I
stones.
can climb. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but it would take you an action to climb it. You wouldn't be able to climb it with like normal move.
That's fine. I'll try to use my acrobatics to get up the cliff.
Sure. Make an acrobatics check. If you 20 it, I'll let you do it as a bonus action.
Okay. I doubt that's going to happen, but something to aim for, I suppose.
I believe in you.
The 2.
My belief was
you try and acrobatically get up it. You very much take a short sprint, and then halfway up the slope realize you don't have enough momentum, and you scramble back down. It's sort of this sort of backwards pedal where you're trying not to fall backwards. You manage not to fall backwards, but you backwards pedal down. You're just at the bottom of the mountain again. You're like, they weren't looking. Okay. And unfortunately, unless you want to take a bonus action or whatever, you can take a bonus action to look at what this guy's doing if you want.
Sure. I'll do something with my turn, yeah. So it's just a regular
Deception roll, yeah.
deception roll. 19.
Okay.
How good is the acrobatics check?
He took a small cotton pouch that looked like it had been tied at both ends and turned into like a cylinder.
Okay.
The way he held it, it looked like there was something flexible in the end, like cotton or powder or something that could be moved. And in one end, it seems like there's something solid and spherical. He put it then into the end of his barrel and on the pipe, and then took some sort of steel rod and started pushing it down like he wants it to get to the end of the pipe.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Oh, my rolls are all over the place today. They're literally just seesawing back and forth.
It's the best way. It makes for the most entertainment.
does.
Right, that would make it Scarlet.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my second sword this time and and attack the ghoul by me that's near death with both. So main sword first.
Go for it.
19 and 9. And 6.
Okay, so with one sword, you just slice quickly and just decapitate it. Nearly entirely, not quite. The spine basically only just clipped by your sword, and you put a notch in its spine, but you don't manage to fully sever it. It's a pretty tough spine. But the head just sort of flops around about 45 degrees, flops backwards, and the body collapses.
Lovely, okay.
The second one is a hit. So you just spin around to hit the one that Wolfslayer is fighting behind you, and you carve into the side of its rib cage, sword going up its rib cage, exiting somewhere near its sternum, putting a massive cut in it. Black blood starts to flow down. You just this whirling dervish of death. You manage to turn around about 60 degrees and hit one, decapitate it, and hit the other.
Nice.
That was 5 damage to the second one. Okay. And that one is dead. Right, that makes it snake. Hey, get the snake.
Snakes on this plane. The plane of field grass. Anyway, it attacks the nearest ghoul.
Okay, the ghoul that you've got pinned.
By all means, absolutely. Let's get that guy. Sure.
Okay. You're using constrict?
Hold on, I gotta look it up again. Snake, it's a constrictor. That's useful because actually there's only a couple of them. Giant constrictor. Okay, +6 to hit. Got it. And
you get advantage because it's pinned currently.
okay,
and pro.
So advantage with 6. That's a pretty good advantage, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
it'd be a 19.
Right. So thankfully, thanks to the direwolf pinning it down, ripping some of its like flesh on the side of its face away, the constrictor snake very easily just starts sneaking around it, and as the ghoul tries to rise, it just tightens around its body and starts to crush. So how much damage does that do?
That does this, which would be 2d6 + 4, which is 9 damage. No, wait.
Okay, so you can hear the sound of cracking ribs and...
Sorry, I'm looking at the character sheet. That was bite. The constrict is 2d8.
Okay, what should it be for...
It's 2d8 + 4 bludgeoning, and if the target is grappled... And the target is grappled.
2d8?
2d8 + 4. What do I do to fix it?
Reroll.
Okay.
Different dice type.
R. Ah, commands! R. 2d8 + 4. That would be actually 14.
So the snakes around it. Pretty good term. And as the direwolf backs off a few steps, the ghoul bends at the torso, at the pelvis to try and get up, puts its hand on the ground, and instantly the snake contracts around it, arm pinned in, ribs start to get crushed, and the direwolf just sort of being nearby, the direwolf just sees this ghoul right in front of him. Torso gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually there's a and then there's a splash of blood and bits of rib as the ghoul just goes limp.
Squished?
Dead. Very squished.
Very squished. And it's grappled, right?
The dead body is grappled, if you so want.
Good. I don't understand. It's the mechanics that I'm asking about, really. Like, I like the idea of it, but also it says, like, and the target is grappled escape DC 16. What does that mean?
Anytime they want to get out, they have to make an athletics or an acrobatics test of 16 or more.
And if they fail, then the grapple continues.
They stay grappled.
And grapples is
grapple
what?
Means that they have disadvantage on attacks, I think disadvantage on saving throws, and any attacks against them have advantage.
So it's good. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, like, if a human was to grapple another human, it would be the whole, I'm holding your arm behind your back, and you can't really do anything. Like, you can try and get out, but you're not going to be very, effective while you're doing it.
So the dead ghoul is grappled. Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. If you so want. That would make it...
Should be squishy.
No, it's me before squishy. 2 ghouls. One of them is currently in combat with Wolfslayer, and one of them is combat with Squishy. The one in combat with Squishy hits.
Wait a minute. No. No.
I'm watching this closely.
Incredibly low. Claws coming down, rakes along the side of Squishy, but Squishy sort of just dodges out of the way, both of them being very careful about their positioning, and it does 6 points of slashing damage. And Squishy must make a Constitution saving throw.
That's still only just under half of his full health.
Yeah, and I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay, so would that just be D20 for him? Like, what's his Constitution? I should really look this up.
Yeah.
Badger.
Do you need a D&D monster guide? I can link it to you.
Please.
I've got all. Well, it's a PDF. I can share it with you. That's what I've been using to look up my animals and stuff.
Yeah, send it during the break because the break's only 20 minutes away.
Well,
but
okay.
for now, what's the Constitution on the giant badger?
1 second. Look it up. Badger, comma space giant is what it actually is. Excuse me. Get it right. You gotta do it in the right order. Constitution is +2 on a giant badger.
+2. Oh, okay.
Does it have proficiency on saving throws?
It says it has keen smell. That's all.
No. Okay.
And it doesn't have
Squishy dodged to the side, gets raked by his claws. Very glad that Squishy, didn't take the full brunt of it. Very glad that, he only got slightly cut. Blood starts to flow down his side, and he turns around and goes...
Okay.
Squishy's now paralyzed.
No!
Oh, wow.
The one against Wolfslayer.
That's bad.
Rakes Wolfslayer, but Wolfslayer expertly parries it two-handed with the greatsword. The end of its talons sort of causing sparks against it. That would make it Squishy. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
He's paralyzed.
13.
Squishy shudders and gets back up. That's the end of Squishy's go.
Oh, very nice. Well done.
The halfling fiddles with the whatever he's got, raises it to his shoulder, aims it at the ghoul that's currently in combat with Wolfslayer, and bang! There's a loud flash and bang sound as something streaks out the end. Misses the ghoul, goes over the ghoul's shoulder, slams into Wolfslayer.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh, that's bad. That is especially bad right now.
Rolling a 1 for damage.
That is good. That halfling's not coming out of this.
Something hot, metallic hits her full in the chest. Her resistance manages to hold it together. And as you can see, there is a small hole that you can see the edge of bone through, but it hasn't penetrated. It's literally been stopped by her ribcage, whatever it was. And she glares over at the halfling.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You're on your own here.
Well, unfortunately for you, I'm fairly certain that she'll pretty much at this point be obliged to stop fighting the ghoul to try and kill the hobbit. There's going to be two ghouls right next to you. So it's actually worked out pretty badly for Scarlet, too.
Remember, you're up.
Okay, I'm just having a hard time tracking. We've got so many like spawned units right now. So you're saying the friendly...
Next to you, about 2 feet away, you have a ghoul that's in combat with Wolfslayer and Scarlet. About 12 feet away, you've got a ghoul that's in combat with Squishy.
And there was also the friendly hobbit, not so friendly, the hobbit that I scared the shit out of, that's leaking out of her pants, apparently. She just got shot? Is that right?
No.
Who got shot?
Wolfslayer.
Wolfslayer.
Accidentally.
She doesn't matter. She'll be fine. I don't worry about her much. Okay. In that case, because I care about Squishy, can I... Well, I'm an animal right now. Can I speak... Can I actually do good healing word while I'm in wild shape?
No.
Why not?
You
I can
cast spells.
I should be able to mumble some... growl at it.
You don't... You can growl, you still cannot produce human sounds, and you also specifically cannot cast spells.
Fine, okay. In that case, who's rolling... Wait, every time I open up the thing, it rolls the dice, and it makes me think that someone's rolling. Anyway, I attack the ghoul.
You're literally right next to the ghoul in combat with Scarlet and Wolfslayer, like you are within 2 feet of it. You cast combat range.
I go to bite its head off. And squish it.
Roll.
Squish its head.
You have advantage, it's in combat with like everyone right now.
And
just to clarify, weren't there 4 ghouls initially? Only one has been killed.
One was killed by Miss Carsonell, and one was killed by the
that's right. Of course, you decapitated one. I do apologize. Yeah, I remember that.
By the way, I've got this, this 195 unit list of all of the different beasts in the game, and someone in Twitch chat has just taught me how to make bookmarks for commonly used units. It's so amazing. I can actually just click like wolf, /dire. Like it. Oh,
okay.
So good.
So before you get carried away with the macros and the bookmarks.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to attack with a +5 to hit, basically, with advantage. So there's my attack roll. It is an 18, and my actual damage is 2d6 + 3. So I actually have to type this out like a plebeian. 2d6 + 3. Wait, I have an advantage. I've packed tactics, though. Don't I get a bonus damage roll?
No.
Oh, that's the advantage. I don't get bonus dice? Damn. Alright, fine. I do 7 damage.
However, you go over, you grab its head as it's not really paying attention to you, kind of concentrating on Wolfslayer and Scarlet. You just grab its head between your teeth, and you twist and pull away, and there's a pop and a shredding of flesh, and the vertebrae just pop out behind it, and you now have a head in your jaws. The rest of the gore body sort of wavers, a little bit of spurt of blood, and then collapses. Malthas? Oh no, Wolfslayer! Wolfslayer's not in combat anymore. Wolfslayer runs over to the Hobbit.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
We did. This is why me and Scarlet were like, oh no, this is bad.
Oh, that's better. 13 points of damage. Wolfslayer brings the sword down two-handed, cutting massively deeply into his shoulder and down his chest. Massive wound. Blood starts to flow out. He's somewhat surprised. His eyes just go wide as he sees this Goliath running over this half-elf who thinks she's a Goliath running over to him with a two-handed weapon. That would make it Malthas.
Do we know how much damage was done?
She did 13 points of damage.
Yeah. Which is impressive that the halfling's still alive. There's one more ghoul now, yeah?
Yeah, in combat squishy.
Okay. Clearly surprised at Wolfslayer deciding to turn around and just attack the halfling, but not particularly disposed to protecting the halfling. I just fired the ghoul.
Okay.
Uh, 12.
That is, in fact, a hit.
Oh. Okay. So, could you just cover the whole, if something's engaged, sneak attack thing again for me? Just to make sure I've got the mechanics.
You get your sneak attack bonus whenever you get an advantage roll, or when an enemy is engaged with another enemy, with an ally.
All right.
Who is conscious and stuff. Yeah.
A couple of people mentioned something in my chat that made me want to just definitely clarify that I was using the rolls right.
I would have to check if you get advantage when he's in combat with a friendly.
Plus 3 will be 8.
Okay. So you pull your bow back, you aim at this one who is attacking Squishy, and just as it's about to bring another claw up to go into Squishy, who is lying there, somewhat frayed, blood coming down its side. You take it full in the side of the chest, the arrowhead just coming out from the other side, and it looks at you and just folds slowly onto the ground.
Yeah, hit the heart.
Does anyone want to do anything about Wolfslayer and this hobbit?
How quickly could we react? Because realistically, we're still in combat because she's still in combat.
Well, we'll go through the combat rounds then. I'm just wondering if anyone wanted to react. That makes it
taken a turn, so.
Scarlet?
Okay, can I use Cure Wounds on Squishy?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which I really need to make a macro for this.
Macros.
Efficiency.
Macros are good. I like macros.
We're all afraid of Roomba. We don't actually give a damn about macros, but Roomba bitches, moans.
I accidentally chose like the class that requires the most macroing and like research behind the scenes of all classes. Like, I have to look up every freaking beast in the game.
Okay, so what is it I add for that?
Your spell power, which is wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I have. Okay.
I'm turning into an expert, an armchair expert.
8.
He only suffered 6 points of damage, so his wounds fully heal up. There's still blood on his side, on his fur. You can see, especially on the top of the white streaks, it's very red, whereas the black is just a sort of a dark brownish color now. But his wounds close up, and the blood stops dripping onto the ground. That would make it Snake.
I'm a direwolf right now, and I'm huge, like the size of a horse. So I just whisper, like, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking towards the snake. Snake kill. Basically.
Kill
Today I
what?
learned that
I don't know.
Aramil's head voice changes based on his shape.
Okay, so you tell the snake to kill. So the snake would assume it means to kill an enemy, not an ally.
Yes.
The only person it could possibly perceive nearby as being an enemy would be that hobbit, since one of your allies is attacking the hobbit.
Shit.
So the snake goes over to the hobbit, and if you can roll for constrict.
I forgot that we had already killed all the bad guys, didn't I?
I was wondering what you were telling it to kill, but...
At least you had a hobbit around, otherwise it'd be attacking all of you.
Shit. Wait, that was my actual action, right? No, wait, no, this is the snake's turn. Shit. Okay, shit.
Arumba learned really needs to pick his words carefully when talking to his staff snake.
Alright, so apparently it's constricting roll. It's +6. Can I roll like a -6?
No, the snake is trying its best. You told it to.
Shit. It rolled a
However,
14.
The hobbit, sort of bleeding, dodges to the side, rolls, and gets up, still holding this pipe weapon. The snake missing it. Very large snake. Easily dwarfing anyone nearby. That would make it...
Highly little creature, though.
Squishy!
Okay,
Squishy's not sure what's going on there. Squishy does not want to go anywhere near the giant snake. Squishy is going to be like... and just going to back towards Scarlet, who just healed Squishy, and Squishy's going to hide behind Scarlet. Which is not easily achieved considering it's a medium creature and Scarlet is small. So actually, Scarlet is like 3 foot tall and behind her is this like 4 foot something giant badger who's trying to look tiny.
Sup, Squishy?
That's the Hobbit's go. The Hobbit is going to drop the pipe, pull out.
Stop pulling out. You have got an addiction, my friend.
And hits, doing 1, really? 2 points of damage after resistance to Wolf Slayer. Something goes bang, there's a large flash, and the snake rears its head, and something pings into the front of Wolf Slayer and flies off into the distance. You're not sure what happened, really, but Wolf Slayer ignores it. That would make it a Rumba.
Okay. Gathering my faculties and not telling the snake to kill things that it shouldn't, I'm going to, let's see, I can't recall. Can I bonus action out of Wild Shape?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Well, hold on. I got to check the description real quick. I'm sorry for doing this so much.
Okay.
Have the snake grapple Wolf Slayer.
Okay.
I think
I'm
really
going.
hard.
I'm going to shapeshift. I'm wild shaped out of my Wolf Slayer. My wolf form, not Wolf Slayer form.
Wolf Slayer.
Wolf Slayer form would be so sick, but no, I can't do that. Also, I need to notate that I've done 2 wild shapes today, so I can't do it again. Okay, so I've used my bonus action to turn back into a humanoid, and then I'm going to cast Entangle, and since it's an area of effect ability, concentration ability, I'm going to cast it on both the snake, the hobbit, and on Wolf Slayer.
Wolf Slayer. Okay, it doesn't do any damage, does it?
It does not. It is a grasp, a grapple thing.
Okay.
It says restrained, conditioned, and is resisted with strength saves. Combined AoE debuff, battlefield control. And so
Does it say what the DC is, or is it the DC just your spell casting?
I believe the DC is, well, I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't actually say. Well, on
In which
this
case
page,
it
at
would be
least.
your spell save DC.
Spell save DC. Do I
Let me just
roll?
pull up the spell here. What's it called? Entangle?
It's called, it is called Entangle, yes.
Entangle. Because I now have an app.
Ooh, an app. I like apps.
Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square. From a point within range. For the duration, the plants turn the ground into difficult terrain. Any creature in the area you cast must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. Okay. So, muttering some words and gesturing, you point at the direction of the current malarkey, and vines and other bits of flora just appear from the ground and start wrapping around the combatants. What's your spell save DC?
I don't know.
8 plus proficiency plus whatever the modifier is for the casting ability.
Okay, so 8 plus proficiency, which is my just so
Yeah.
plus 2, and then whatever my modifier is for spell casting, spell attack bonus.
Yeah.
5, so 15.
5 for spell attack.
My spell attack
That
bonus is
must-
5.
That includes your proficiency bonus.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, so that's 13 in total then instead.
Okay.
Because it already includes proficiency and it
Yeah,
proficiency.
like when I do healing,
So-
it's plus 5, which I think includes the
Yeah,
proficiency.
that
Yeah.
includes proficiency, yeah.
Okay.
So Wolf Slayer is going to try and resist. She rolled a 2. Wolf Slayer is now effectively grappled. The snake, can you roll for the snake?
Okay. Yep. It is a strength saving
Halfling
throw.
crit fails. Yes. The halfling is grabbed by a vine around the ankle, tries to move forwards to run, and it falls flat on his face, so he's now prone, grappled.
Snake
Snake's not
rolls.
restrained.
Snake rolls 17.
Snake is so not restrained right now. Also, it doesn't seem to care about the size of the creature.
Mm-mm.
Wow. Normally
Really
these things care. Like, it's like any larger,
Yeah.
smaller. Huge doesn't normally... Okay.
But before it can act, I get to tell it what to do. So
Okay. You have reaction. You can tell it what to do.
yeah, don't kill. So in fact, if I mean
I still
we're
wish
essentially
you'd actually-
we're effectively out of combat, so I'm gonna tell it to not be a snake anymore. Turn it back into a staff.
I still
Okay,
wish
so
you like
you muttered
looked
the
up
word
the
and it
whole
goes
stuff from Harry Potter and memorized what he actually says to the snake not to kill whoever it was. I can't even remember the character. That would have been
Just a
fantastic.
bunch of hisses, basically.
Actually,
Speaking
like
partial
spoke
tongues.
So this giant snake, 1.5 meter diameter, massively long, coiled around the current combat goes... turns into effectively like a 1.5 meter, 2 meter staff and goes pink to the ground. Squishy. Squishy's gonna stay where Squishy is.
Just a quick question about the staff. I know that if the snake dies, the staff breaks.
Yeah.
But when it turns back into a staff, does all accumulated damage undo, or does the staff need to be repaired? Oh, that's pretty cool.
But you can only turn it into a snake once per long rest, I believe.
Oh, right.
Stop you going. It's damaged.
No, that's not that's not what I've read. I've read that in 5e, if the staff, if like the snake dies, the staff is forever just destroyed. It's done. There is no like fixing it. There's no 3-day rest. There's no 1-day rest. It's just done.
No. But if it's not destroyed and you pull it back into a staff, you have to wait until the end of a long rest before you can do it again and turn it back into a snake.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I think it's every long rest you can cast.
Yeah, that makes sense. Otherwise, you could just literally turn it
Yeah.
back into a staff the moment it took a damage. Turn it back into a snake this next turn. Yeah.
yeah. Considering
perfect
sense.
considering it has like 3 times all of our HP, it's a big it's a big tank. It's a snake tank.
The halfling grappled to the ground. Get me out of here! She crazy! Just gets more and more entangled in the vines and the plants.
Okay, rushing over towards the hut because we're out of combat now. I remember mentioned. Is that right?
I'm still going through the turn order.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Then.
Elthas, did you want to do something?
I was going to say that I was going to rush over and, I mean, the first thing I wanted, just a passive perception. How badly hurt is he? I'm not
He's
trying to deeply investigate.
pretty deeply wounded. There's a massive cut down, like his shoulder and into his chest. Blood coming out. Definitely a deep wound.
Okay,
He's not, incapacitated by any means.
right. Well, with my bow still there, though, relaxed. I'm not looking like I'm about to harm anyone, but kind of just rushing up to stand nearby, but not in amongst all of the nettles and brambles. Like, what's that? What on earth are you doing? We need to talk to him.
Okay, you
We can
can't
kill him
really move any
afterwards,
closer
but
than where
don't
you're
kill him.
currently standing.
Oh, okay, then I totally don't move.
Yeah, because basically you're cut off by this area.
Right. I'm just
Connection to the
shouting.
server's been interrupted.
Yes, I just saw that as well.
I'll
Same
refresh.
here. I'm reading core rule books. That's what it says.
Oh, okay. Well, it's back online now. I've just refreshed the page. So, you say that. Okay. Wolfslayer. Arms taut, muscles standing out. Every single bit of her flesh obviously has some form of muscle that's currently tensing. And the vines snap and snake off of her. She moves forwards towards the halfling.
Oh, yeah.
Sword raised. That would make it Scarlet.
At this point, I'm really hesitant to make a move because I still want to talk to this halfling, if possible, and get
What you gonna
information
do?
out of him. So I am just going... I'm going to keep my swords out, but I'm going to just keep watch.
Okay. Meltha, did you want to do anything again? No, we've just come effectively around to your turn because I actually didn't miss you last time. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to persuade her basically to calm down. And-
I will let you make a
Alright.
persuade roll to get through to her.
Okay. So that's with 5. Almost a good roll.
He's going to try and get out again. Vines, plants snap over his arms. He then gets up. He moves about 7 feet backwards, but he can't get any further back because of the difficult terrain trying to move through all of these vines that have just snaked up, and there's now like a foot tall vines and plants and brambles all snaked around in this area. Aramil?
So I'm still concentrating on this spell, right? I've already cast it. There's no casting it again.
No.
Is that correct? Okay, in that case, I'm
And
gonna.
the way you can drop the spell and you can cast it again if you've got another spell slot, but I think you're out of spell slots.
No, I have one
So
left.
you've one left. Okay, you can drop it and cast it again.
I will heal the hobbit, but I can't roll because roll for it is just hatching dragons. Is what it says.
Oh, okay. I can roll 4 if you want. I have access to the roll.
1d4 plus 5.
1d4 plus 5. 1d4 plus 5. 7 points. Okay.
Just over half of the damage he took, I think, wasn't it?
His wound starts to close up. Blood's still flowing, but nowhere near as readily. Wolfslayer charges towards him, sort of big strides to try and make sure she's not bound down by the thick brambles and vines around her legs.
Now, is it
Swings.
every turn that she has to make this saving throw since I'm concentrating, or is it?
She doesn't get rebound, as far as I can tell. She gets bound the first time around. She has to break it, and then she can walk as she wants. But she's at half movement because it's difficult terrain. But she only gets grappled on the first turn if she's there. No one gets grappled afterwards. She takes a two-handed swing at the hobbit. The hobbit dives to the side, and large chunks of vines and flora just split into the air as the sword goes carving through the undergrowth. Malthas, Scarlet, Aramil, I'm going to let you just all act as one to try and stop this if you want to.
Yep, I'm going to try and
Yeah.
talk her down again.
Yeah, try and persuade her.
Okay.
Are we going to just roll as a group for persuade?
Aramil, do you want to roll persuade with the group, or do you want to do something else?
I feel like a group persuade roll is not going to be as good as like my own individual persuade roll, which is plus 5.
Mine is plus 5 as well.
I'm actually asking you to all make individuals how I'm counting it, so don't worry about that. You
Oh,
can-
right. okay.
Then yeah, I'll help. I still can't reload roll for it, by the way. The roll app. I
Got
tried.
18.
Okay.
I'm
What's your
I got
plus
16.
on that 5?
I'm plus 5. Yep.
Oh, full sash, d20 plus 5. Okay, you will talk to her. The hunter quickly reloads the thing in his hand. She takes a swing at him.
Oh dear.
Hits.
Oh dear.
only clips him slightly, doing 6 points of damage, cutting deeply into the side of his arm. Ugh. He changes the hand that he's got the boomstick held in. You can all make persuade rolls again.
Okay.
Slash roll. I can't roll. I hate this
Okay, I'll roll
website.
for you. You
Plus-
got 14.
That was awfully fast. Are you sure?
I got a 10.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. The guy points the thing at her, point blank, and fires.
You're not helping your case here, dude.
It explodes in his hand.
Oh, wow.
That
Okay.
probably helps your case a little.
Might have taken his hand off, actually.
Yeah.
Considering how low he is on hit points.
Okay. He takes 8 points of piercing damage as it explodes, bits of metal flying into him, and he's knocked backwards slightly.
Are the
Slayer
vines still up
swings.
at the moment?
Yeah, all they're doing is preventing movement. Only when they're first cast do they grapple. After that, they count as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Wolf Slayer takes another two-handed swing, hits him. Very, very crappy rolls for damage, unfortunately, for Wolf Slayer. This is not normal Wolf Slayer rolls. Just as he
Bullshit,
backs
right?
away, the end of the blade cuts into his stomach, doing a deep gash. Not deep enough to really get into the abdominal cavity, but putting a massive gash down him, which starts to bleed furiously. You want to try and persuade her again?
At this point, Malphite's like, in the name of the gods, Aramil, just get rid of these vines so we can get involved.
Aramel, do you want to drop the vines?
Yes, I do. I also want to stop
Okay.
recalculating splines. Damn it.
You might want to just control F5 it again. Like, it's
I've-
loading 5 for us. I think it's obviously...
I logged out, logged back in. I've reloaded 10 times
Huh.
now. Piece of shit.
Oh.
It's pissed me off.
Bad for you.
Maybe their US server's down. Might be worth checking their Twitter.
Yeah.
But okay, you drop the vines.
Okay.
Scarlet Melthas.
At this point, she's just in a bloodlust for
Yeah.
the Hobbit.
She's frothing at the mouth.
The half. Frothing at the mouth. Okay, well. I'm trying to think of what I could do, but I mean, Malphas is literally absolutely no contest for her in strength. There's no chance you'd be able to grapple her. So
I don't think
I'll
we're
just
going
go
to
for
be able to
another.
stop her.
I'm gonna have Malphas run up and try to position himself between the two,
Okay.
whilst trying to talk her down. So have another persuade roll. Is that
Draw.
possible?
Yeah.
I hope I get a 20 because she just carries on barreling through. She's literally going to kill Malphas. So that's persuasion +5. One of these has got to work eventually. Not that one though.
Okay, Scarlet.
Okay. That's persuasion +1.
Okay.
For 8.
Would you make a strength check, Malthas, as she tries to shoulder you out the way?
How do I make a strength test?
It would be an athletics, actually. So it would be a D20 plus your strength bonus, plus if you've got proficiency in athletics, it would be the proficiency.
Right, so an 8 is -1.
Yep.
7.
You
that
just
passively.
fly like 5 feet to the side, trying to keep your footing as she shoulders you away. Kind of bigger form, and she's just seems to be pumped up on rage right now. She swings down at the guy, and she hits him. Rolls a 12 for damage.
Okay.
She just brings the
Nice
sword down
trick.
two-handed as the guy just looks up, trying to like pull up the sword that he's got at his side because he's dropped all of his other weapons now. He brings it up to parry. She brings the sword down, just two-handed. His sword just splinters. It's not meant to parry a magical two-handed weapon. The sword splinters, bit of steel goes flying off in one direction. Straight into the top of his skull, straight down and out through the pelvis, down the bottom. The halfling is now a quarterling as both sides flop to the ground. Bits of organs just sort of flop in the middle, and blood just pools around him.
Well,
And that is the end of that combat. And also where we're going to take a break.
Yes.
So join us
Okay.
after the break to find out what just happened there, all the loot and all the dead bodies,
Yes.
which is going to be
And
interesting.
also whether Roomba is going to be able to fix his roll 20.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'll check their Twitter during the break.
Yeah.
So we'll be back after a short break. The break will be about 8 minutes to 12 minutes long. So, thank you very much for the charity so far. If you're feeling like you now have a chance to go check the charity page while not looking at the screen, you may go and donate if you want to. We're actually up to 160% of our total, so we do have extra loot for next time.
Thank you
And-
very much, everyone.
Yay,
Not
thank
just
you.
for the loot or whatever like that. Just genuinely thank you for all the people whose lives you're going to be improving with that.
Yeah. But until then, we will see you in a few minutes.
See you soon.
Hello and welcome back to Roll For It. Right. That was some fun we just had. We just absolutely obliterated some ghouls and quite a few hobbits. So before we get back into it, does anyone want to talk about our charity and the amazing work that they're doing, that we're supporting them doing, and you guys are donating towards their cause, and it's really good of you and you're all lovely. Who wants to talk about that?
I will, since I done it earlier, but it would basically be repeating exactly what I said earlier since I wrote it down. So
Okay.
Let's just pretend that it's original.
Just
we're raising
twist
money.
it back to forwards. Like start at the end and finish at the beginning and no one will ever know.
Charity Water, raising money for we're raising money for Charity Water, a non-profit organisation that provides clean water in developing nations, and they build and implement water projects like rainwater catchments. This is totally not scripted, don't laugh at me. Rainwater catchments, water purification systems, hand-dug wells, and stuff like that. They provide safe drinking water, which essentially gives people new opportunities and transforms their lives to a pretty big degree. And it's something like for every $1 invested in improving the local water supply, it can yield between $4 to $12 in return to the local economy. And the link to donate is tiny.cc/roll-for-it-water. Capitalization doesn't matter. There is links repeated in EE's chat, and I assume in other chats as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And in addition to donating to a great cause that puts all the money, 100% of your money, it goes towards making water available to people who desperately need it. If we pass certain milestones, the group gets some cool rewards. They've already managed to get an extra piece of loot for next session. The poll for that will be going up on the Roll For It Twitter account somewhere between now and next week. And the next one is an inspiration dice to be able to help them out with fights where they desperately need an extra high dice roll. And then after that, it's 1.5 times the XP for the session. And this is a session with ghouls. Ghouls are worth a lot of XP. So just saying. But yeah, anyway, we'll get straight back into it. So, you look around, the vines have gone, Wolfslayer is standing over the parts of this hobbit, sword in hand, panting. She looks up, and the closest person is Meltha. She looks at Meltha and goes, "He irked me.
What'd she say?
He irked me."
Irked you. Okay. Right.
She glances down at her sword, glances up at you, shakes her head, and walks off to the side.
I'm just shaking my head and sort of like looking incredulously, and like, you didn't need to kill him for it. You could have just chopped off his legs, chopped off his hands, like a reasonable person. You didn't need chopping him in half. Now he can't talk to us.
Okay, well, I'm going to grab one of the arrows the only arrow that I shot earlier, actually, since I can reuse that.
Yeah, it was a miss, so yeah, you can have the arrow back.
Okay. I'll also grab the one arrow that I shot that missed. And
Okay.
put that back in my quiver and take another 3 out of my satchel.
I'm
Whatever it must-
going to go do a momentously pleasurable activity. I'm going to rip out all the tongues of the ghouls that we killed.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Since we need that for our bounty.
There was a
What?
ghoul, and there were
No.
3 other ghouls. That's 4 ghouls total.
What are you talking
We
about?
need to bring something back.
No, I just wanted to eat them. No, I'm just,
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No, that's exactly, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you go over and you carve out the tongue of every ghoul, and you've got 4 ghoul tongues.
Wonderful, I'm so happy. This is disgusting. I feel filthy just by touching and carrying this. Blah.
I mean,
While
you
he's
get
doing
out.
that-
Have you got like a small knife or something? Do you actually have a knife? You don't, because you don't have any metal.
Well, the moment he says he's doing that, I just toss him one of my copious amounts of knives or daggers.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just happy someone else is doing the job.
you try and get hold of their tongues, and they've got fairly large pointed tongues, so you try and grab hold of it, and of course it's still a bit slippery, and your hand just keeps running off the end. You try and hold it tight while digging into it with a knife, and tongues are pure muscle. They are very tough, so you're having to saw through every tongue. It takes you a few minutes to go through every single tongue, especially since they're hard to grip and get a hold of. But you manage to get all your tongues. At the same time, what are the other guys doing? You want to do your
Whilst
looting?
he's doing that, I'm going to start searching around for loot and other things, but the first body I go to is directly to the halfling, who, Wolfslayer, is now a quarterling, basically.
Okay. You would like to roll a investigate check to investigate the body and pick up anything that's got hidden on him.
Yeah, sure. So that's just, I don't have proficiency investigation, but I do have a bonus of 2 to my intelligence, so 6.
Okay.
Back to
Well,
the-
you find the long piped thing that had like a wooden end to it, a bit like a crossbow. So you presume that goes in there, and that's intact. You find the remnants of this smaller one, that just little bits of metal. There's nothing really left, so you just throw that aside.
Yeah.
You find 2 little pouches, which you saw him putting in the end, in addition to the metal rod. You can have all of those.
I would like to pick up my snake staff.
Oh, yeah, sure. You pick up the snake staff in between cutting out tongues. You also find a dagger on his body. This dagger has a weird, intricate zigzag pattern that goes to one end and then immediately comes round in a loop to come back to the other end. It almost looks like sort of arrows going in a circle, but it's not really a circular pattern.
Can I use an Arcana check on that?
Sure.
I would like to assist.
Okay.
You're
Do you
cutting
want
out
us-
tongues, I'm afraid.
Ah.
Okay.
I said I would like to. I didn't say I was going to.
Good save. Well saved, indeed. 19 in total.
The dagger is magical in nature. It has some sort of enchantment on it based around time and based around the victim. It does something to do with reading or perceiving or visions. You're not sure exactly what the translation is, but something to do with the victim and using the fact that when they stab, the essence of them is slightly read or absorbed by the dagger somehow, and it grants the bearer knowledge of some sort. You're not sure exactly how it works, but you get that sort of gist. You've got a pretty strong gist of what it's about.
Does this appear to be something that I would need to attune with to use?
Yes, you would have to attune to it. The name of it is the Dagger of Future Past.
How does attuning work? If you're already attuned to 3 things, can you unattune to one?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Well,
then
this
no
is
longer get
this
the
is just for me to know.
This staff that I have, I can't remember. Did I have to attune to that as well?
I believe so. I would have to double check, but I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, everyone had to attune to all of them. Well, the only person who didn't have to attune was Scarlet because they were just arrows.
Oh, no, she got boots as well.
I got boots, yeah.
Oh,
I
the
used
boots,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, the boots had to be attuned to.
While we're just here, this is a complete aside. Could you just go over again the qualities of the Pendant of the Undead Tavern? I never actually wrote those down, I don't think.
It gives you advantage on Constitution saving throws against alcohol.
Okay.
And in addition, it will light up in the presence of undead.
Okay.
It's currently ever so slightly shining, but it's not shining as strong as it was during the battle.
Okay.
Scarlet, what do you want to do while people are cutting up tongues?
Okay, well, while they're doing that, I'm going to go over to Squishy and just give him like a quick pet to make sure he's okay. And
Listen to you.
I'm going to go over to where they were all sort of originally standing when we got here, because they were standing around sort of like various bits from the centaurs, and just have a look around, see what's there. If there's anything I can take. Or anything we can find out more about the centaurs, actually.
Sure. You go up to the centaur's bodies and make an investigation roll.
Investigation is... $10.
You look around. I mean, they weren't carrying much. You manage to find that they've got 4 spears lying in a pile nearby. You follow the trail of blood to a hacksaw and to a little sort of portable table that's been set up that they've obviously been, sawed against. And you find a collection of 4, so that'll be 16 centaur hooves that have been sawn off just about the ankle.
Okay. Okay, was there anything, because I was looking around where they were originally standing as well, they had like various bits and pieces like weaponry and stuff like that. Is there anything there I can have a look at?
Sure. Make another investigation check.
Investigation. 11.
You managed to find a purse of 3 gold pieces.
Okay.
In addition, you managed to find 2 short swords, a lantern that is unlit, and some miscellaneous sort of small knives that look like they're for like skinning. They're sort of trapper knives, designed specifically for taking off things like scales. There's one that's designed for very much for getting under the skin and leathering it off from the muscle. A couple other things like that, and there's a boning knife for being able to section joints.
Well, I'm definitely going to take the purse with the 3 gold pieces. And I'm going to take the lantern as well, because that could come in handy.
Okay.
Everything else is just sort of like standard fare, but I would fill in the rest of the group in case there's anything they want to take.
Are there any arrows anywhere?
There's some crossbow bolts, but there are no arrows.
No. And there's nothing else that I want.
Okay.
Is Aramil finished with cutting out the tongues now?
Aramil, roll 5 survival tests.
What? 5 in a row?
Yep.
I guess this is for
On each
taking
call.
the tongues undamaged or something.
Survival is +3. So 5. So I just roll. Plus our 5d20 plus 5. Sorry, plus 3. Plus 3. So how you do it?
Well,
Kind
it was
of.
+3 on each one, effectively.
I can read them like that, yeah. Effectively, you've got a natural 20, a 10, an 18, a 3, and a 12. However, getting a tongue is a fairly easy task. You managed to get all the tongues vaguely in a tongue-like semblance. One of them is a bit ragged. You had to sort of saw through it, and it kind of split in an odd way because it's an odd piece of undead tongue. But you still managed to make it vaguely tongue-looking when you finished off. You've got all the 5 tongues you wanted.
Okay. I want a short rest. You guys tired? I'm tired. I want to rest.
What
Can we
time
rest?
is it?
It's nighttime at this.
Is it
I
still
think.
nighttime?
It's been nighttime for at least like an hour by now.
Okay, well, I don't need a rest too badly, so I'll just stand watch and I'll be paying very close attention to my amulet. I want to react if it seems to start glowing at all more brightly than it is right now.
Yeah, like I want to go back and
Okay.
see the mayor, but at the same time, I feel like we should just, take a short break, just head right back, rather than camp out in the woods. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want a short rest here? Oh, you wanted to go all the way back. I mean, it took us half a day to get back.
It took you at least, I'm talking about maybe 4 hours to get here.
Oh, that's a lot less than I was expecting, but still.
Oh, it took you, about 3 hours to get to the edge of the rocky area, an hour to get into the rocky area.
Well,
An hour you've been in the rocky area.
Melfast, you were the one who didn't want
Forward
bedrolls.
movement.
So,
Actually, I wanted the bed rolls.
Did you?
They talked me out of it.
well,
Yes.
we don't have them. So, either we short rest and go back, or we can just sleep on the rocks. You pick.
I'm used to sleeping wherever I can lay my head down, catch a few minutes of sleep. I'm talking to the wrong person. You're trying to convince me to go back.
Well, you made it sound like it was like really far away or something. It's not.
4 hours walk in the night through a forest, possibly full of ghouls,
Yeah.
And
That's
we
my
all have
issue with that.
considerably more dangerous.
And we all have dark vision, and we're all used to
Yes.
being in the woods. Because she's a
No.
ranger, I'm a druid, you're a rogue. Like, what? It's just the woods.
I'm used to the cities, mate.
Okay,
This is all new to me.
Mr. Orange Eyes, I can't see anything. From now on, your nickname is Blind Man. That's tiefling.
You
of
seem
the-
to be missing my point about it being dark. It's nighttime. The ghouls attack at night. If we head back to the city
So?
whilst it's night, knowing that they attack at night, and it starts to get light, we'll meet the horde coming back out. I think we're probably safer staying where we are in a clearing where we've got fairly good vision of everywhere around us and where I can know if something's coming our way.
I'm with Melfast
I mean-
on this one.
So you're
you know,
saying if we go back, we get more ghoul tongues to give to the mayor? Is that what I heard?
I'm
'Cause
saying if we
I'm
go
pretty
back,
sure.
I'm saying if we go back, are you going to be able to call that serpent out again? Are you going to be able to turn into a giant wolf again?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can. Really?
If we have a short
Okay,
rest.
well,
That's why I want a short rest.
Oh.
Let's hang out for an
Fine.
hour and then head
That's
back.
what- Okay.
Okay,
If that's what
but
you want to do.
one point of clarification. The snake staff, I read nothing in the description that said that I can't summon it again. Just that it wouldn't heal between sessions unless I had a long rest. Is that not right? It suffered 12 points of damage.
I'd have to check.
Here's the
I thought its health came back when it went back to a rod, but I'll check. But maybe
Here's the description that I have, which says, I can just link it if you want, but it says, on your turn you may mentally command the snake. You decide what action it takes. If the snake is reduced to 0, it dies and reverts to staff, and then it shatters and is destroyed. But it says nothing about not being able to summon it more than once per day. There's no. It's just it takes an action. I can turn it into a snake whenever I want. I don't see.
If the snake reverts to staff form before losing all of its hit points, it regains all of them. So when you turn it back into a staff, it regains all of its hit points.
Okay. So as expected, then, Malphus. Yes, if you give me like a half hour, yeah, I can absolutely turn into a big wolf and rip your face off, or the face of ghouls off. You pick.
That's fine. That's fine. I just wasn't talking about going back at all.
It doesn't say you can use it once per day or once per long rest. Not that I can see at a glance. However, as a GM, I'm going to rule that to prevent the ability to go, snake! No snake. Snake! No snake. Snake! Because it does heal every time you take it back into a rod. So it'll be once per long rest.
Okay, very well. Not short rest,
Which is
then.
the
So I can't
information
do it
I was
again.
working on earlier. Because this was a conversation we had earlier.
That's fine.
Your nickname is, I can't remember conversations I had less than 3 hours ago.
True. Very well. But I can still turn into a big bad wolf that rips hobbits in half.
That's fine.
So
That's fine.
why would we stay in the woods?
Well, my thinking is, okay, we're going to get 5 gold for what we've done. We've got 5 tongues, but we get an additional bonus of, because the mayor said we can get a bonus of 30 gold if we are able to actually prevent, future attacks. We're already in the forest. We don't have much to go on. We had the centaurs were pretty much our only lead. If we go back now, we're not going to get that bonus of 30 gold.
Exactly.
I want the bonus.
I'd rather stay
Okay,
out. I'm happy for us to have a short rest.
We don't have to go back, but why did it seemed to me like the hobbits were the ones that were cutting off the hooves of the centaurs. Is that not what you saw? Because the ghouls were attacking.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
But
Why
now
are the
we don't know.
hobbits killing centaurs while there are ghouls around? That's weird.
A hobbit and a human, it just because they're halflings doesn't mean that they act with the interest of all halflings in mind. They could have just been bandits. I don't know. We just happened upon them at the wrong moment. Now we'll never know. Unfortunately, because of someone staring pointedly at Wolfslayer.
She glances behind herself at you and just gets back to staring into the distance.
Have we checked the others' bodies to see if there's even just the slightest clue of where they've come from or anything that could help us, like why they've done this to the centaurs?
I've only checked one.
Okay, well, we'll check
the others.
the others' bodies.
Okay, group investigate roll.
Okay. Uh,
19
I rolled
for
an
me.
8.
Okay, so you walk up to a few of the bodies, you poke and prod them. Melthas just turns the bodies over and you're not sure. There's 2 halves, there's a lot of organs. You're like, Aramil
cut in half.
manages to turn over the body of the human and find a crossbow lying
Yay.
under him, basically hidden until now. However, Scarlet walks over to where they were talking beforehand and moves some of the brush aside and finds a sort of a pattern of handholds where rocks have been slightly disturbed and some vegetation has been moved up the side of the embankment. And looking over the top of the embankment, when she raises her head, she can see 3 bedrolls in 3 tents that are currently not up. They're currently packed down, try and minimize their cross-section. And you also find bits of hide. There's a bear hide there that's been sectioned, and there's a pouch which contains some miscellaneous teeth, some sort of beast maybe. And you actually find a steel bear trap, currently unloaded.
Okay. Well, we have
So-
bedrolls if you want them, Melphus.
So do we need to
Have you-
specifically state that we're going to pick up the crossbow? Does someone want the crossbow? We should sell it,
I don't.
yes.
Yeah, pick it up.
Give it to
Already
Squishy.
carrying quite a lot of
Did you
loot.
sell all that crap you got back at the village?
No.
Yeah,
At this
I
point-
still things to sell.
At this point, you cannot take on any more bulky stuff like crossbows, or you
There's
will be
no way
at
I'm going to be able to
disadvantage.
carry it.
No. You are currently carrying a lot of other equipment that you haven't sold.
Why haven't you sold that?
We've kind of been busy.
Because
I hate to
someone
point
did
it
want to
out.
take the bloody offer that the halfling was going to give us in the town. Unfortunately. So has Scarlet related this information from the camp to the rest of us?
Yeah, I would fill in like what I found up here. I'm assuming like you would be able to come up here as well.
Yeah, well, once you point it out.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of changes things. These could have just been hunters. Granted, hunters who were killing centaurs, which does kind of stray away from just hunting, but this could have just been an unfortunate coincidence for the centaurs. Not saying that's the case, but by the looks of all the rest of this, they were out hunting.
So have we had our long rest, or have we had the short rest, or are we just still like?
No, you're
exploring?
still doing active stuff. You can't have a short rest while doing active stuff. Scarlet then walks over to the centaur bodies, and looking at them for your investigation roll, I will let you know that there is some like holes in the centaurs that look like they've been hit with an arrow, except there is no evidence of an arrow in the wound, and there does not look like there's any evidence of an arrow being pulled out of the wound. There is a small hole at one side, and there is, on some of them, no exit wound. On some of them, there is a large chunk of flesh that seems to have just been blasted off the back.
Okay, so again, I would relay this information on that there's basically various holes in the centaurs that look as if it could be caused by an arrow, but there's no signs of arrows anywhere or that it was indeed an arrow.
Saying that, I ask to Wolfslayer to just recount the wound that she took from this weird long pipe thing that I am now carrying.
Holding her two-handed sword, she just points at the pipe that you're now holding with the two-handed sword in one hand, and then taps her chest, where you can see there's a hole that is bleeding. There's another hole in her shoulder that's bleeding, which is a little bit deeper. And it looks very similar.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to say that it seems reasonable that this caused that damage, however it works.
She flexes her shoulder, and something pops out and falls to the ground. It bleeds a bit more.
She should probably get that sort of too. If we're going to have a quick rest, then let's do that.
Yeah.
But I think we should carry on. And again, I'll stand watch. I don't have any particular need to rest right now for an hour or however long.
Are you going to do a short rest or a long rest?
Well, we have the we have the beds. There's only 3 of them. Bed rolls. Does it make any huge difference? I mean, if we have 4 people and we're all trying to do a long rest, but I only need a 4-hour period to meditate, so.
For a person has to sleep for 6 hours of that 8-hour long rest. The other 2 hours have to be spent doing something fairly inactive, like just watching, being on guard duty. You need to do 4 hours, so you can spend 4 hours on guard duty, but you've got 4 of you, so effectively you can spend 4 hours, 6 hours everyone, sleeping or meditating and then just lying down for 2 hours, and then each person then takes a 2-hour watch, because it works quite nicely that way.
So it's up to you guys. I mean, it's the middle of the night, right? It's already nighttime, but we can see at night, so I'm willing to carry on if you want to, but I feel like if we heal up, that'd be fine.
Carry on, but it comes down to I'm not wounded, so I'll defer to those who.
Yeah, I see Scarlet's still wounded, and Wolfslayer. I actually only tracked 2 points of damage, but I think she took more than that. So
she glances over at you at the mention of something about her being damaged. She says, "Just a flesh wound."
Oh, now she's gonna act all tough, huh? Let's wait till next week where she won't talk to me. Okay.
All right, so shall we do a short rest then?
I'm fine with a short rest, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'm good with that.
So wait, short rest recovers spell slots or
looks
not?
over his shoulder and says, Wolfslayer looks over his shoulder and glances at you and says, "I'll take the first watch."
Okay.
Short rest does not recover spell slots, does it?
No.
Okay.
Long rest? Or are you doing a short rest? Up to you guys.
I can turn into a wolf or any other animal twice more before the next long rest, but I can't do any healing. So, at this point, I almost feel like a long rest would be better. I think we should just sleep for the night. But
What kind of idea of how late it is would Malphas have?
You know vaguely that the sun went down about 2 hours ago, maybe by now.
And a long rest is 8 hours, so it's going to be morning.
The longest is 8 hours. It's going to be morning. It's going to be morning by about 2 hours.
But we can rest up above. I mean, he said that it was a. We found like handholds in the rocks. It was elevated.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
just
a viewpoint, an embankment that we climbed up to find
My
the
concern
bedrolls.
isn't our safety. It's that if we rest for a long time, whatever trace of these ghouls is going to be long gone. Right now, they're likely out and about. We've seen that. They attacked us. There's probably more attack in the town. If we're clever about this, we can track them back as they're returning to wherever they're going. And there's 30 gold in this for us. That's not a small amount of money. But it will mean that we're going to have a short rest, long enough to catch your breath, but then we're going to have to make our way and try and catch them on the return.
Okay, let's do it.
I don't think we should kill them. I think we should follow them, find out where they're going to first. We can decide what to do later.
Okay.
I'm perfectly okay with that plan, yeah.
All right, sure, let's do it.
And so you're taking long or short rest?
Short. But when you get
Short,
hit in,
okay.
when you get hit in the balls, I'm not healing you. Just so you know.
In which case, you all go to the top of the embankment, and you just effectively sit around. You roll up the bedrolls, you use them as cushions. You cook a little bit of food on the dying embers of a little hearth that's nearby. Just whatever rations you've got on you. You can all spend hit die to recover hit points right now. Wolf Slayer is definitely going to do that.
I will not. But I
Wolf
get
Slayer
to.
is now uninjured.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not an immediate need, so I'm not going to. I'm fine.
Okay.
You can only use hit die while you are doing a short rest, though. Is that right?
Yeah.
So if you have them, you recover half of your hit die every time you long rest. You might as well. Is that correct?
If you need healing, use your hit die, basically. Unless you're planning on having lots of short rests over a very long period of time.
You might as well, because you can get it back next time you sleep. You have 2 hit die, don't you?
Yeah, okay, that's good. That's true.
So you get it back no matter what. The next time you long rest, there's no point in saving it.
During the long
Roll
rest,
one of them.
can
You get your constitution
Malphas
added.
kind of puzzle over this long pipe thing? Not going to try and
Sure.
do anything
It's a
specific.
short rest. You can puzzle over something during a short rest. Sure.
Okay.
What's your constitution modifier?
Plus Constitution would be +2, so 3.
Yep.
Which
so you're
is
fully healed.
fully healed, yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. Make a intelligence check.
How do I just check against a stat?
D20 plus your attribute modifier for intelligence.
11.
What are you rolling for, Scarlet?
Oh, was it someone else who did the intelligence?
Yeah. just me. Yeah, I'm trying to work out this.
Scarlet gets out like a
long pipe thing.
crossword.
18.
Okay, Malthus, you look at it. You vaguely find it familiar, sort of in design. You're not too sure about the intricacies. You know it works a bit like a crossbow. You're very aware that pulling the trigger fires whatever it is. You know previously that the ramrod puts something down and then you can pull the trigger. So you know you need to push something down and then you need to pull the trigger. You know something about that. So you know vaguely how to load it and fire it. However, you're sure that something to do with the catch down here was used, but you're not sure about it. And you're like,
Okay.
what does this catch do? Oh, it clicks.
Okay.
Okay. You think you've got it in a position where you're ready to fire it. You're not certain, but you think you've got it in a position where you can be ready to fire it.
Okay. Have I loaded it?
If you want to.
No. I think caution is advised with strange wands that sometimes explode and sometimes put holes in things where arrows should have been. Yes. There's definitely caution here. He's literally just trying to work out as much as he can without doing something that he thinks may result in him being on fire or dead. Especially dead. Very much dead. Doesn't like that.
Okay.
Very well.
In which case, everyone make perception checks.
Okay.
21.
17.
2. I'm far too engrossed in my weird pug thing.
Melthas, looking down the barrel. Oh, smell of rotten eggs. Ugh. But other than that, your hour passes uneventfully.
All right.
Wolfslayer looks over her shoulder at you guys and she says, I'm going to go think through a few things. I'll catch up with you later. And she walks off.
Okay. At this point, given that Malphas is currently attuned to the pendant of locating, is Squishy somewhere I can see?
Yeah, Squishy's with you guys.
Okay, that's fine now.
Squishy is injured, isn't he? No, he got healed. Yeah, we're
You
good.
get healed.
Oh, right, it's healed. All right.
Squishy head, yeah. He'd suffered damage, but I healed him to full. Or actually, Scarlet healed him to full.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're about roughly somewhere near midnight right now.
Okay. Right. Has my pendant changed in intensity, the glow in it at all?
Maybe ever so slightly fainter now.
Okay. Well, what I would like to suggest is if we cautiously make our way back towards the town whilst keeping an eye on this pendant and see if it gets more intense the closer we get to town, or basically just try to work out what takes us further away or closer to the undead.
Okay, so you're choosing to walk towards town. It's very, very faint. It does take quite a step to increase the brightness. So, how far do you want to walk? How long do you want to walk for before you'll give up? And I can tell you if it changes or not in that time.
How long? Are you okay with this plan, Aramil, Scarlet?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. It's, I think, our best option just now, so...
Aramil?
Yeah, that's
You fine
fine.
with this, yeah? Shall we walk for an hour, maybe?
Okay.
See if there's any kind of difference to it? Okay.
You walk for an hour through the forest, back in the direction of the town. It briefly gets fainter, slightly maybe. You're not sure. It's very, very minimal change if so, before becoming maybe slightly brighter towards the end of your hour.
Okay. Well, if the ghouls were moving away from us at the time, towards the town, if they were moving faster than us, then it would explain why it was getting fainter. But if they're now heading back in our direction, I mean, we've just been walking in one direction the whole time, so the ghouls or whatever has had to change direction for it to grow faint and then grow strong.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're the only ones moving in a straight line, there has to be a change in something else to have affected that. From what Dvoshka said, they attack at night, more or less at nightfall, and then leave in the morning. It's midnight right now, or roughly. I don't think it's likely that they're coming from behind us and going to the town at this time. It's more likely they're coming away from it, but that still wouldn't make that much sense. I'm not sure. What would you like to do?
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a good point. Again, it comes down to we really don't have much to go on when it comes to these girls.
Can you have a look around? I mean, they must have made some sort of track moving through here.
Okay, I will have a look around, see if there's any tracks.
Okay, you
probably
haven't
have to
followed any
circle.
tracks to where you are. You literally just walked straight back, following the direction you
We'll
went. So
probably
you
have to
are looking
circle
to
while
pick up
looking.
more tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a survival roll.
I
It'll be
would
about
like.
an hour
I
to
would
look for tracks.
I would like to assist.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled.
Well,
22.
Doesn't matter.
you can assist and now roll if we can give her advantage if we need to.
Survival was +3. Sorry, I like to chime in. You know, it's for fun.
Okay.
It's okay. I appreciate your help.
It's 14.
No, that doesn't assist. But Scarlet, you managed to find some tracks. You find some tracks from probably the night before, going back vaguely in the direction past where you went, vaguely, give or take about 15 degrees of angle. And you also find some tracks going vaguely in the direction of town, fresher, maybe 3 hours ago.
Okay, so I would tell Melfast and Aramo that there's fresh tracks essentially from the last 3 hours that are heading in the direction of town.
Well, the first thing that suggests that obviously they're in town right now. What's the pendant look like after an hour's worth of time has passed? Has it changed at all in an appreciable way?
Still vaguely the same brightness. Nothing.
Well, whatever's
major.
happening, they're not approaching quickly or moving away quickly. I'm going to guess they're in the town right now. And whilst there's a part of me that wants to go in there and see if we can help, if we want to work out what this is,
We need to
whilst
follow
they're not wherever they come from, it's going to be easier for us to get wherever they came from. Do you think you can follow the fresh tracks back the way they came?
It's definitely worth a try, yeah. So, okay, so we'll follow those tracks backwards. Would I roll for that?
Make a survival check.
Survival.
Aramel, do you want to assist?
Before I press the button.
Yes, I do want to assist. I like assisting. I like rolling dice. I rolled a 9. It's really
You're
good.
not doing very well with the assisting.
You. Okay,
It's okay.
Scarlet,
I
roll
still
it.
appreciate it.
A fail.
We all appreciate it.
15.
I'm normally pretty good at that, but
15. You just managed to make out the tracks going back because you almost lose them a couple of places where they go through a stream and another bit where they go through some thicker undergrowth. But you managed to follow them back and you get to the edge of what is effectively a very large clearing. We're not really talking so much a clearing as a break in the forest almost, maybe 300 foot wide. And vaguely in the middle, maybe slightly further away than the middle, is what we would normally see as some sort of small hill. For anyone versed in geography, it'd be something like a Rush Montane or something. It's a small hill that begins a little bit sharply and then tails off. But you can see the side of it seems to have caved in, and internally there seems to be some sort of structure. Possibly, as Malthus says, it could be a burial mound.
hey, what?
Is there what's the amulet like right now?
It is slightly brighter than it was.
Okay, I want to whisper to my companions here that hey, I have no spells, so I'm gonna turn into a wolf. I can't help you,
Okay.
so I'm gonna turn into a wolf now.
Giant horse wolf.
Horse wolf. Yeah.
Very pale fur appears. Massive, toned muscle, growling.
Yeah.
The way you say horse wolf
sure.
just makes me think
And
of the way they
I'll-
named dog, like a bulldog or a wolfhound. Is this a wolf that is specifically bred for its ability to hunt and slay horses?
Yes, it is.
With
And-
ease, probably.
Fantastic.
And I'll
make
go
a
ahead.
perception check.
A perception with
Yeah.
advantage since I am a wolf
Yeah.
with my hearing and smell, which is
Okay.
a
You
21.
can smell dust, old sort of stonework, and you can smell rotted necrotic flesh that is sort of almost petrified and dried. And in addition, you can smell maybe not fresh, but recent blood.
Okay, so rather than charging off like Wolf Slayer might, I kind of like look toward my companions and like kind of like slowly work my way in that direction, and I'm gonna pursue that smell, but not on my own.
Okay. Well, the moment that Wolf Aramil seems to be indicating it's going to move somewhere and seems a little bit trepidatious about doing it, I take the hint that there's something afoot, and I draw my bow, and then I make the follow cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also going to grab my bow out and follow as well.
Sure.
I am specifically at the moment, whilst I'm following, I am keeping in mind, I'm thinking, where is Squishy? Almost constantly.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's with you, but he's a bit afraid. He's
Okay, I'm just keeping an eye. If he starts getting suddenly more distant than he seems like he was a few moments ago, I'd like to say that I'm dedicating a part of my sort of presence
Attention,
of mind
yeah.
to keeping an eye on where he is.
Okay. He's keeping close. He's still a bit dodgy about the direwolf, but he's mostly fine, especially from the natural 20 earlier. So he's keeping slightly close, maybe to Scarlet rather than the direwolf, but he's not gonna run off right now, not until something changes.
Metasapia thinks we should dig into that thing and sleep there. I think that's a fantastic idea. No.
You get up to the caved-in side of this small hill, and you look inside, and you can see, it's very dark inside, but you can see coffins. You can see coffins that are mounted on the walls vertically as well. You can see the back wall. There is some writing. That's what we get by passive perception. If you choose to do like walk inside and do active perception, you'll be able to see more, especially if you get out some light. But that's what you can see passively.
By the way, just with passive perception, what is passive perception? What should it be at?
What do you mean, the number or I talk about when I say you're doing passive action?
The number.
Passive perception is 10 plus your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency if you're proficiency in perception.
So it's just 10 for me then. Okay, thank you.
I'm 15, if that matters.
Okay.
I don't think it
Mentally or
does.
physically?
From a glance inside with our dark vision, can I see anything in there that looks like a ghoul that is just not moving yet?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 10. Same as my passive.
No, it looks to be abandoned.
Okay, then I'm going to step inside.
Okay.
We've moved from the last
Inside.
time. We were outside. We moved forward. Can I do another smell / hearing test?
The same thing is, what you're getting ready. You're just getting those smells, maybe a bit more amplified.
Okay. I'll follow
Okay,
him.
well, I'm going to head in as well.
Okay. So you step inside, you walk in amongst the burial tombs, and at that point, a ghoul drops down from the ceiling and lands next to you. One rises up from behind a tomb nearby, and a bigger one with darker skin, bigger, more muscled, looks at you as it walks forward from the front and rushes in to attack you. They get a bonus round since you were surprised.
Okay.
And also, I need to put on music.
Yay! Okay. So I assume we're rolling for initiative, even though they get their bonus attack round?
Yep, roll for initiative.
And I'm a wolf, so I get dexterity.
Okay.
Who's rolling for Squishy? Because he's with us.
Aramil, Melthas, Scarlet.
Squishy is this. 9.
9.
Okay.
Okay, and also I should put on the ambient for tombs, even though it's just in the
Melphis
background.
with a 19. Very nice. Scarlet 14.
It means that my next attack is going to be a 1.
Did you roll for Wolf Slayer?
She's not with
So
us.
it's not
she's
here.
She's not. She didn't come with us. That stupid
No, she's
bitch. What a bitch. I'm gonna tell her that.
Okay.
Dog thinks it was rude too.
You did, yeah.
Oh, dapper.
The first ghoul from the side rushes in at Scarlet. Massive claw attack. Hitting with a 14.
Fuck, okay.
Does that hit?
What's your armor
hit.
class?
14 for the roll, not
Okay.
the damage.
Yeah.
What's
So
your
that's a
DC?
hit. Okay.
Okay. My armor class is 14.
Okay, it's definitely hit just. So it just digs in below your armor and manages to get in, pulling its
Okay.
claws up through the armor, doing 8 points of slashing damage. as it digs in between your ribs in a few places, managing to actually penetrate deep into the muscle around your rib cage. You also have to make a constitution test.
Oh dear.
Constitution. 13.
You feel something tense, like your body's fighting you, but you manage to throw it off. The other ghoul runs in from the side at Malthas. Actually, this one's behind you. This one runs in behind at Malthas. Malthas turns around at the last minute at the the sound of the footsteps running towards you. They're not completely silent. They did drop down. And the ghoul comes in to slash. Ghoul completely whiffs it. Claws going over you as you sort of duck to the side. Claws hitting the tomb nearby, dragging down scratch marks in the solid stone. And the big one in front of you, this bigger, very muscled, thick-shouldered muscles rippling along it. As you can see, basically all it's got is like a small loincloth. Every section of it is perfectly sort of visible muscles bulging out of necrotic skin. It looks at the direwolf directly in the eyes and runs forwards.
Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor to Rumba's direwolf.
Claws smashing over the top at the direwolf. The direwolf ducks to the side, and the claws smash into this sort of old wooden construction nearby that at one point was some sort of altar, now kind of very old, and just completely splinters, flying everywhere, bits of wood just shattering underneath it. It turns around to look at the direwolf, then squaring off. Okay. Surprise round is over.
Okay.
Aramel.
With a 21, thank you. Yes, I will take first action.
Oh yeah.
By all means. Being that I don't like to attack the strongest target ever in any game ever that I play ever. Who's currently engaged? We have 3 ghouls.
Melthus is engaged about 5 feet to your left. Scarlet's engaged about 5 feet to your right, and you're engaged with the one in head of you. Squishy's also engaged with Scarlet.
So we're within combat range. So even if I were to engage the one that is attacking Scarlet, it will not get.
No, you'd have to move. There's like terrain in the way because there's bits and bobs of tombs and stuff.
Okay, so I can't disengage the one that's attacking me to attack another one without
without it getting an opportunity attack.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll just attack the one that's right in front of me then. The big one, the big ass ghoul, as I've named it.
You, however, have to make a Constitution saving throw.
What? Okay. Fine, I will, but why? I'm curious.
Also, you have proficiency on smelling tests, don't you?
I do.
You have to make this test at disadvantage. As this stench suddenly starts to overpower you, this thing in front of you is giving off this horrible necrotic stench that saturates your very pores. Oh, that is a massive fail.
I rolled a 4, yeah.
You are unable to concentrate. This stench of necrotic, dead flesh getting in through your nose, filling your head. You counts poisoned for the rest of the turn. Just the rest of this turn.
What does that mean? Poison.
Disadvantage on all ability checks and attacks.
Okay. I did not lose the concentration from wild shape though. I'm still direwolf.
You don't have to concentrate on it.
Yeah, I am a wolf. Yeah, so.
Yeah, you are a wolf.
Be the bull. So I get a disadvantage on my attack, but I have an advantage on my attack if he's within 5 meters of any other allied unit.
5 feet, and he's not really in combat with them. You're 5 feet away, but he's like an extra foot in front of you. He's not 5 feet away from them. You all just count as separate for now.
Well, I can't go anywhere without giving anyone else an attack, so I'll just do a disadvantaged attack against him.
Okay.
Which is at +5 to hit, with disadvantage. So here's my hit roll, which is a 9.
So unlucky.
Yeah,
you take a bite at it, but it just steps to the side without much thought, muscle rippling as it just moves, and just watches you as it bite past it.
That 20.
Okay. Yeah, it's just that taunting you. Yeah.
Oh, hey, he missed me.
True.
It's true. That is true. Right, that would make it Melthas.
Okay. Now, again, you said that no one is within 5 feet of anyone else. Is that right?
You're not
Or
within
that-
5 feet of the enemy combatant, and no enemy combatant is within 5 feet of another friendly unit other than the one it's engaged with.
Yeah. What I'm trying to work out is, would Melfast be, from the way I'm thinking, the giant lumbering, this would actually help with the map, by the way, but the giant lumbering ghoul is engaged with a Roomba, because what I'm trying to, in my mind, we're basically triangles. Scarlet is over here, fighting with a ghoul. I'm over here fighting with a ghoul, and Roomba's down here fighting with a ghoul.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I'm
going to
trying to
start
work out-
drawing on the map.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
pretty much sketched a triangle on here with our positions. So that's how I was imagining it.
What I'm trying to work out is, although a Roomba in diable form couldn't move around terrain and things like that to get to Scarlet or my combatant, is the same true in reverse, considering he's fighting an enormous one that's basically effectively behind us.
You would
Could I
have to move
turn
out
and
of
engage?
range
I
of
would have to
your
move
current
out.
combatant. Yeah.
Normally, a disengage is an action, is that right?
It's a action, yes. However, for you, you've got cunning action, don't you?
Yeah, so I can do it
You
as
can
a
do it as a
bonus
bonus.
action, but I'll still take an attack of opportunity, is that right?
No, if you choose to do a disengage, they don't get the attack of opportunity.
Oh, well, that is
It's
because
one advantage rogues have because they can
Yeah,
basically
a
choose not to fight.
a Roomba basically gets an advantage, a pack advantage against something that is engaged with someone else. Is that right?
Yep.
So he'd get a pack advantage. So if I disengage from the one that I'm fighting with my bonus action, and immediately just turn around, pull out my rapier, and just kind of jump at the one that he's fighting, I'm going to give him an advantage on his rolls.
Yeah. Within
Right.
5 feet. As long as
But
you're
I
not
was still-
incapacitated.
Yeah, but I'm still going to be in danger.
We're all in danger.
Yes, but I fight.
Does that
better
map
at
help,
long
by the
range.
way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I
helps.
like that a
100%.
lot. I think that the chat likes that a lot too.
Yeah. My chat is very happy with it too. Well, they should be. Grateful shots. Look at that masterwork piece of art there. He was in a fey
Yeah.
mood when he made that. But the alternative is if I disengage as a bonus action, move 30 feet backwards out of the building and then shoot in.
And do
Would
that.
take me out of range because I've only got 13 hit points. And I've seen these things do almost all of that in one attack on a few occasions. So I'm very aware of how squishy Melfast is. Plus, I would get bonus damage to any of the ghouls that I attacked that were fighting someone else. So it's really a toss-up between that. How much damage would a Roomba get? Roughly how much damage would you be able to do if I was giving you advantage to your attack rolls? Because we'll assume
Well,
you hit.
Okay.
How much damage do you do?
Assuming you give me advantage, I think the way it would work, since I have disadvantage from being poisoned, is that not you said it wasn't permanent, but so do I
For
have to
that
do like a
round.
saving throw against poison every round to determine if I have advantage or disadvantage? E.
Yeah, your advantage from being in pack tactics would counter the poison. The poison is currently for this round. I can't really tell you what will happen next round.
So
Don't
assuming
know.
okay, so either I would have passed. I would. Here's my assumption. I don't know if this is correct or not, but either I would pass the poison, like smelling the badness, and then I would have an advantage, or I would fail it, and you giving me advantage would give me equal, like neutral. You'd counteract my
How much
disadvantage.
damage can you do when you hit something?
When I hit something, I currently do 10 damage average, and I have a pretty good chance of knocking it prone, depending on their strength. And
I will have to push you because this is combat time.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll with that attack. I think giving our strongest combatant an advantage is worth me being in a risky position. So I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage from the ghoul that I'm fighting. I'm going to turn around immediately. In fact, I'm just going to let my bow draw my rapier, and engage the the large lumbering brute from behind.
Okay. So the ghoul that was behind you basically tries to take a swing at you, and you just effortlessly dodge behind a tomb, keeping the tomb between you two, and the ghoul can't really get you as you walk away because the tomb's in the way. And you run up to the other ghoul. You may attack.
Okay. Right. If I succeed in this, does my the whole thing of it being engaged with someone else mean that I roll double damage effectively? With or rather 2d8.
It's engaged with me.
You don't get 2d8. You get an extra d6 because it is engaged with an ally.
Oh yeah, because it's sneak attack is 1d6, not doubling normally.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, let's hope this works out. I'm risking a lot for this one. If I roll a 1, I'm gonna cry. Oh my god!
Okay, so you go up to it, and as you quickly try to pull the rapier out, it sees your attack coming, and as you try and pull the rapier out, it just bats your hand away. And as you sort of dropping the bow, you're drawing this out, you're trying to get over tombs in the way, your rapier just goes flying. It goes 8 feet to the side, over the top of the tomb. You can't see anymore.
You literally couldn't make up this bad luck. If this was happening in a movie, people would just be saying, "Oh, that's so contrived."
Yep.
I've just got such bad rolls. Such bad rolls.
So that would be Melphus, so Scarlet.
Okay. Scarlet.
Okay, I'm going to put my bow away and attack the one that's by me and Squishy with my... I can only use one of my swords, right?
You can only get one of the swords out unless you use a bonus action to get the second one out.
I will use a bonus action to take my second one out.
Okay. Ching, ching. Go for it.
Sword.
I really can't believe it.
That was bullshit, AVAC.
It's so
is a hit.
bad, isn't it? So much planning went into that as well to roll a bloody 1 at it. It's not that my character's bad at it, it's just I'm shit at rolling dice.
That is also a hit. So you do 4 damage and 4 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Right. So basically, the ghoul, pulls back from managing to draw blood from you, looks at its talons, licks it with its long pointed tongue, looks down at you with glee, and you just slash it along the face, diagonal cut down from there. And as it reels back, you go in and stab it, and you just clip the side of its abdomen as it sort of reels backwards, blood starting to coat down its side. Okay? That makes it squishy.
Yeah,
give me some squishy.
Squishy will attack the one by it with multi-attack.
Okay.
That's...
Make an animal handling check.
Animal handling would be... 18.
Squishy's gonna attack. Squishy's mad. Someone attacked his handler. Go for it.
14 for the bite.
That is a hit.
What do I do now? For the claws?
Hit. Well, you gotta do the damage roll for your hit on bite.
Oh yeah, 1d6.
1d6 plus 1.
Yeah. I meant to set up a macro for that. 3.
3 points of damage. It bites and manages to tear a small chunk of flesh away from the ghoul's shin.
Okay, go for the claws. 5.
Complete miss. The ghoul, having had a chunk taken out from its leg, backs up a little bit, and the claws just scrabble against the side of a tomb. Okay, that makes it their go.
Uh-oh. Now, just a point of break the fourth wall. Can I talk to my staff? Where'd my staff go, by the way, when I turned into a wolf?
It's made of
you
wood.
don't want to know.
It's part of me.
It goes into your form. Yeah.
Can I talk to part of my form while I'm a wolf?
No.
No? Okay. Just
Also,
checking.
we rule that your staff can be used once every long rest.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit.
Right. The ghoul fighting Squishy and Scarlet goes to attack Scarlet and gets 13. That does not exceed your armor, does it?
Nope.
Slashes frantically, blood coming down its face, but it's blinded slightly by the blood in its eyes, and Scarlet manages to dodge between its arms as it scrabbles wildly. The one who's fighting Melthas runs over to Melthas and manages a 13.
13 is my... Oh, no, 14 is my armor class.
Oh, okay. It takes a wild swipes at Melthas. Melthas ducks slightly to the side, quickly trying to just get out of the way. The ghoul is now between you and your rapier. And the bigger one, the one with the darkened flesh and the big muscles rippling, just looks at the direwolf. Swings.
I get the impression this direwolf, this ghoul doesn't like me.
The direwolf, however, jinks to the side, and claws smash into this coffin nearby. Bits of stone chip flying off in different directions. Bit of a
We're
whiff
lucky
that turn.
that my innate terrible dice aura is affecting all of the ghouls right now.
Yeah, it's catching. That would make
This is
it
good.
a rumba. I would like you to make a Constitution saving check at disadvantage.
I would like to not do that.
I would also like him not to do that. Can we outvote you? Is this how it works? Can we democratically
Instead of
decide
saying-
what
To the ceiling,
and-
shudder, and look slightly loose.
Instead of saying like
rescind by not liking.
you need to do this, you said I would like for you to do this, which is different. Constitution saving
Those rocks
throw.
look mighty loose right now.
I think the GM is doing a wonderful job.
Wait. Hold on. I maybe made a mistake. I am a direwolf. I get my animal constitution. It's the same. +2. Never mind. I got a 7.
Okay. However, the stench from this big, large ghoul in front of you just permeates through your nose, gets into your head. You can't concentrate. You are still counting the poisoned.
Okay. But I have pack tactics, and Avak tried-ish to attack. So does the disadvantage still
He
apply?
still counts as in combat range.
I'm in combat with it.
So you
He
count
tried
as
to
having
attack and
advantage and
failed.
disadvantage. You get to make a normal attack roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do a normal attack on the big-ass ghoul near me. Is the
Okay.
affectionate name
Yeah.
that I've given it.
Did anyone attune, by the way, to the dagger during the short rest?
No.
I'll let you retroactively do that if you want.
Unless someone, because what I was going to do is ask if someone wanted the amulet, since it's basically on Squishy. I was going to give it to Scarlet since.
Okay. Do you want to have done that? I'll let you.
Sure, yeah.
Well, Scarlet's now attuned to the amulet that knows where Squishy is.
Yeah, pendant
and
of
you're attuned to a
locating.
dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, Aramil, you can do attack roll.
That's +5, by the way. So 20. Why is it not showing the number? Oh, that was okay. So I rolled my macro that was wrong. So the D20 counts as my hit roll. So I rolled a 19 + 5, 24 for the hit.
Okay, that's definitely a hit. This is
Okay.
against the big one, right?
Yeah, it's against the big one with my wolf form attack, which now I need to roll a new dice because that was the wrong macro. Sorry.
What dice is the damage?
Dice is damage 2d6 + 3.
Okay, so that dice will count because it's the right dice, but roll another dice. So it's 1 plus a d6 plus 3.
Okay, so I need to roll.
Whilst doing that, could I just have the name of the dagger again? Because I forgot to write that down.
The Dagger of Futures Past.
Okay, there's
I'm
my
being attuned, but I have
7.
an idea what it does.
+1 from the previous roll, so it's 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
And I have to succeed in the roll. Pardon? What do you say?
Being attuned to it,
You now know that when you stab someone with the dagger, or do damage them using the blade, you will get to see an image of either their future or their past.
okay.
So it's 8 points of damage. Do I have to make a strength roll DC of
13.
10?
13.
13. Okay.
Or be knocked prone.
You come like full force into his chest. He's knocked backwards a few feet, nearly falls backwards, but manages to stay upright. His muscled form just throwing you off just. He does, however, take 8 points of damage. Right. That will be Melthas.
Okay. As my rapier is being knocked out of my hands, I normally had 2 daggers and a small knife. I'm assuming Arumba gave it back after cutting the tongues out. But now I've got another dagger, the Dagger of Futures Past. Can I dual wield these and attack?
Sure, it will take your bonus action to draw the other dagger. So it's free action to draw a weapon, bonus action to draw the other weapon.
Yeah, no, sure. And I'll attack the large one again.
Do you have the Dagger of Futures passed out?
I had it on me.
Okay, so pull that one.
Yeah. and
Sure.
the other dagger.
Sure. You now got 2 daggers out. Which one are you attacking?
The large one.
Okay, I would like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
This is no ordinary ghoul.
Oh, that's bad.
This stench coming off of this larger ghoul permeates through your nose, filling your head, making it harder. You just managed to draw out your knives, but it's hard to even concentrate on where your knives are on you. You will count as poison for the rest of the turn.
Okay. And then I just roll an attack with disadvantage, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it just one attack?
You
And
got
it
2 weapons, you
counts
get an
both
attack
knives?
with each. So you roll once, you roll a second time. The
Okay.
second attack does not get dexterity modifier for the damage, though.
All right,
That's
so
down
this
to
one
the-
is for the Dagger of Futures Past.
You
Nice.
stab outwards, but the ghoul sees it coming and bats your knife away with its hand.
And this is for the regular dagger, without dexterity modifier. Terrible.
The other dagger slashes at it wildly. It just doesn't even need to step aside. It just laughs at you.
Right.
Okay, that would make it Scarlet.
Okay, I am going to attack the one by me again with both my swords.
Yeah. Have you got any spells left, by the way?
Uh,
That's a miss.
no, I don't think so. I only have speak with animals.
That is a hit. Good damage. Okay, so you managed to miss with one, but as it backs away, it kind of overbalances, and seeing it's overbalanced, it's not able to really dodge from a second attack. You go for a lunging attack, and you stick your sword straight into its stomach, up to the hilt, pull it out, black blood trailing down the front of it and off of your sword. Squishy.
Okay, Squishy will use his multi-attack again.
Go for it.
Do we have to do animal handling every time because he's not trained?
No, just once.
Ah, well, that's
Just once, just for simplicity.
that's
I
fine.
imagine once he's engaged, it's basically he's then fighting of
Yeah.
his own volition.
So it charges into the ghoul, bites into where this hole has been sort of twisted open by when you yank the sword out, and grabs something inside with its snout half buried inside its abdomen and rips, and it comes out trailing these intestines, and the ghoul shudders and falls to the ground dead.
Okay, that one's dead.
Okay. Squishy can move and use its claw attack. I don't know if that's in the rules, but I'm going to rule it is.
Okay,
Yay.
so the one that would be near to him would be
The big one.
the big one. So yeah, he would claw that.
Okay. He runs over to the big ghoul. Roll to attack.
Okay, so that's d20 plus 3.
Very nice.
And then
That's definitely a hit.
2d4 plus 1. 3. Way to go, Squishy!
I'm
Way to
not
go!
expecting this badger to come in from the side. Turns out at the last minute and sees the badger hammer into it, slashing at it, but it just bats the badger away. However, the badger does manage to dig its claws in a little bit. Scratch marks all down the side of its arm. It's going to go now. Seeing this newcomer who just attacked it, it turns
No.
around to the badger.
No. No.
It just doesn't like animals.
And rolls a 3.
Yay!
It goes to swipe, and the badger just rolls to the side, and sparks fly from the floor. I am not having good dice karma today. Right,
On the
the
club.
other ghoul is on the other side attacking Malthas. Is going to just continue to attack Malthas. That is a 11. That is not good enough. It wildly scrabbles with its claws, trying to injure Malthas.
Just a quick question, as this will affect my next attack, and it's more of a mechanics question. I'm assuming I have to remain directly actually attacking the large one to give Arumba the advantage.
No,
Or-
if in combat range, it's basically...
Oh,
because
right,
the
so I
other
could
person's
turn around
taking
and
to count
attack
two.
the other one.
Yeah,
Okay,
because basically
right,
the
that
person
was
is having to account for 2 people who could attack from either direction.
Okay,
Their
no,
attention is split.
That's fine. Okay, I'll keep that in mind next
Yeah,
time.
it's like how wolves will surround a person. That's why
Right.
the wolves get it.
It has to turn its back on at least one of them.
Yeah, then the wolves know when to go for it. That's their pack tactic, and they make you have to face multiple directions and then pounce at the right time. That makes it a Roomba.
Okay, I have a question. I know that I can wild shape out of a animal form for an action? Bonus action.
Bonus action for you.
But if I were to wild shape into another animal form,
That would take a bonus action, but I would let you use it as an action since you're out of bonus actions.
so I could change from the current shape I'm in to another shape, but I could not then attack.
Yep.
So I would just waste my whole turn churning into a different animal.
Yeah.
But I would get new hit die, new HP pool.
Yeah.
Assuming I'm not dead,
Yep.
which obviously I would have to be. Okay. Okay. All right. I will attack the big ghoul that's next to me. And do I
Make
need
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw with the disadvantage? I assume.
Disadvantage. Your smelling is great.
It is indeed very fantastic.
Actually got-
However, you managed to snort.
Oh,
You
damn.
managed to clear your nose slightly just in time to be able to raise your eyes, see this giant ghoul in front of you very clearly for the first time, and you are not poisoned this round.
I'm just checking the log here to make sure that was actually a disadvantage roll, and it was. Okay, cool. So I have a D20 advantage attack with +5. That's my hit roll, which is a 20.
That's a hit.
And my damage roll then is a 2d6 +3.
I've got my fingers crossed for you.
Ah, I mistyped. That's a typo.
I thought that was your roll. I was like, damn it.
No,
That's a
I,
pretty bad roll.
I did an underscore 3, sorry. There's the actual roll. It is a 10.
Okay, and I have to make a strength saving throw against a DC of 13.
Correct.
And I roll a 3!
Nice! I'm a wolf!
This wolf backs up slightly, shakes its head, clearly eyes up this ghoul in front of it, and charges and slams it into the wall behind it. Parts of the sort of the wooden, the metal, the stone tiles coming off the wall, crashing down. The ghoul is slammed into the ground afterwards, grabs its teeth around one of its arms and yanks, and there's a sickening crack, and a chunk of flesh comes away around its bicep. And it is currently prone. Okay, that makes it Melthas.
What does prone mean mechanically?
You get advantage.
On attack. But if I... Well, my constitution is rubbish. So ultimately, if I fail my constitution throw, I'd still attack normally because I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It would
Yes.
cancel each other out.
Yeah, because I knocked it prone
Make
because
a Constitution saving throw.
I'm a big freaking wolf. Sorry, I like being a big wolf. It's fun. Although in hindsight, a bear does like 20 damage. Like if he hits, he does 20 damage. It's pretty sick. Brown bear, pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick with what we're doing. I'm gonna go for the big one. So I've got to roll a Constitution saving throw. Is that correct?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
3. So it's a.
You're still
disadvantage.
fuzzy-headed. You can't poison the rest of the turn, so yeah, it'll be a normal attack, not
Okay.
disadvantage.
So this is for Dagger of Futures Past. 17.
You go, and as it's on the ground, you just sort of et tu, Brutus, stabbing it wildly, and you see these flashes in your mind suddenly. For a very split second, you see the flash of a human king with these ornate but old-fashioned guards in some sort of leather-plated armor and weird swords without any real hilt to them. They're very sort of compact hilt, like you might see in, say, a Viking sword. And you see them ritually devouring some sort of arm, and you realize just before the vision ends that it's a human arm.
Okay.
Second damage.
Well, with that vision in my mind, I tried to stab it with the other dagger and probably flub it because I'm
Clubbed
way,
it massively.
way distracted by what I
You're
just
just
saw.
suddenly like, what the hell is this? And the other dagger just pings off the floor. But you still need to roll damage for that first attack.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I did forget about that.
It's not
Because
important.
it's engaged with someone else, that'll be 2d...
It's a d6 and a d4. A dagger's a d4.
Yeah, right, okay. So 1d4 first. I get 3.
3 plus
and
d6 plus your dex.
6, which is 2 plus 3, so that's 8.
8 points of damage. So just wildly stabbing into it, sort of stabbing into its abdomen, its rib cage, just score of knife wounds up it. Blood sort of pooling around it. Okay, that makes it Scarlet's turn.
Best of luck, Scarlet.
So I will. There's. Okay, what have we got left? Where is it?
You've got a ghoul, but on the other side of the combat to you guys. Basically, you'd have to go around the entire combat to get the ghoul. Or you've got this one that's prone on the ground that Meltus has just sort of started stabbing wildly with a knife.
I want to stab, so I will go in and also stab it with my swords.
Okay.
Okay.
Ching! That gets advantage though, so that counts as advantage. So that is a 3 and a 2. The first attack, ting, off the ground. You advantage on these attack rolls because it's prone. The other sword.
Okay, the other sword would be second
You just
sword.
want to
So
roll it
it's
twice, and I'll
each.
take the damage from the first attack.
Yeah.
In inverted commas. So that's a 16, which I can tell you now you've got advantage as a hit, and you do 4 points of damage.
Mm.
Okay. Although actually you roll twice, because if it's crit, yeah. So roll a second time, just in case it's crit.
Roll a
4 points of
second
damage stands.
damage.
Second attack roll, because if it's a
Second
crit,
attack roll.
yeah.
D20 plus 5.
It's not a crit, it's fine, you still hit. You did 4 points of damage, just slashing into its shoulder, blood sort of streaming down. It's held together by sinew at the moment.
Okay.
And for the purposes of chat's been asking, you only have to make the Constitution saving throw if you start your turn within a few feet of it, which is why people joining the combat didn't have to make the roll initially.
Which target did she just hit?
She hit the big ghoul that's on the ground in front of you.
The big ass ghoul.
Yeah.
The big one. For how many?
Yep. 4 points of damage. That would make it Squishy.
Yay!
Who has to make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh,
Wait.
Squishy Constitution.
I had a question. Chat,
Sure.
my chat is, they're obviously on my side. They say that, okay, so it sounds, sorry, fourth wall, that this may be a creature who has like a poison aura or something. And it says that a creature that successfully saves cannot be affected again by the same ghast's stench for 24 hours.
Oh, okay. Yep. Did you save against it? You did. You're not affected anymore. Yeah.
I did.
did.
I don't know that anyone else.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify.
No one else has. You're not affected.
Is it considered a ghast's stench? Is the question.
I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you if you were poisoned next turn.
Oh.
Scarlet, make a Constitution saving throw for Squishy.
bloody
8.
GMs and
Squishy. Make an animal handling test for Squishy.
Animal handling is 11.
Squishy just about stays in the fight since you're there and all his friends are there. He may attack at disadvantage.
Oh,
A disadvantage would be
That's sweet.
20 plus 3. Okay, why did that not work?
You didn't put a forward slash.
You need to do keep L1.
Oh, you put rolling.
Oh, it
not
did,
roll.
yeah.
Keep
L1.
L1. Keep lowest 1. It's not just
Okay,
PL,
then
it's
that's
keep.
the
Okay, that's why it's
Keep-
rolling. Yeah.
keep lowest
You put
one.
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
Keep lowest 1. Okay, try now. Plus 3. 10. Yeah, 10.
Oh, sorry, no, it's a disadvantage, but the thing is prone, so it should be at normal. I'll randomize which of those dice. It's the first dice. So yeah, that's a 10, which is not a hit. Bites and tries to get the thing, but the thing bats it away. With ruins of an arm. You may make your second attack, though. Remember, it's not disadvantage or advantage because it's prone and you're poisoned, so cancel out.
So just normal.
Yep.
14.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Which is R2D plus 1. 8.
Nice.
How would you like Squishy to do this?
Oh, well.
He is going to claw the hell out of it. He is like going to go charging on it.
Okay, so Squishy just takes a step back after missing with the bite, runs up, pounces all four legs onto the giant ghoul, and just starts tearing in, just burrowing, as if he was burrowing through, like, earth. And of course, badgers are built for burrowing through, like, some pretty heavy soil. Through flesh, necrotic flesh, it just goes straight through. The torso just becomes an empty hole as Squishy just burrows in. Blood and guts and bits of organ just flying everywhere.
Good, Squishy.
And at the end, he sort of stops after getting to the stone, scratches against the stone a little bit, and goes...
I can imagine this ghoul just going while he's just slowly working his way in and slowly failing.
Reverse chest buster.
That's energetic, and then is just laying there. This cavity where once there was a torso.
Okay, last ghoul attacks Melthas, rolls a 20.
Oh my god, I'm about to die.
Oh, quit whining. You've taken no damage yet.
2
damage plus 4. 6. 4. 10. 1. So that's 11. 13 points of damage.
Which is all my
That's your health.
Yep.
Why?
Literally all your health.
Yep.
Wow.
So this ghoul
Stop whining,
brings back
you're
its
getting
claw,
down.
and you obviously have turned around momentarily to see this badger, and you smile as you see this badger just finish off the large.
Knew I should have.
And as you begin to turn back, you just feel something hit you in the back.
Yeah.
And you look down, and there's the prongs of this claw in 4 places on your chest, splintering out just on the sort of the right side of your rib cage, around your broken bottom rib. And you look at it for a moment. The claw withdraws, and you just topple face forwards into the remains of the large ghoul.
Just crumple. Yes.
Yeah.
Current hit points 0.
Okay. Arumba.
Gee, I wonder if we should have had a long rest. No healing available for that Avak Melfast / his balls.
It's okay. That Arumba guy has been saying for the last like 3 sessions, he'll never heal me.
Aramil, excuse me. Get that right?
No, it was Arumba who was saying it.
No,
Aramil never said that he
Okay. I have a hard time. Okay, I stepped away for a second. So we killed the big ass ghoul. He's dead. Yes. The one that was in front of me. And there were 2 ghouls. There was one near Annalise, one near Avak. Avak moved away from the one and then engaged the big ass one.
There's only one left as far as I'm aware. Is there
okay.
not?
Yeah, I killed the one by me.
The one by you is
basically
officially dead.
Roughly close enough that you can be considered in combat with it for purposes of this.
So there's 1 ghoul left. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot use my staff again for 24, like, till the next long rest, right?
Oh.
Even at reduced
But you
HP.
are still a giant direwolf.
True, yes, but... Okay. Well, okay. I will attack the enemy.
We don't need to recall, by the way. Skype just died and we forgot to recall.
Yes, let's do that.
So.
Hello again.
Oh, everything's now out of whack.
Oh, yeah, it's all grey.
It still
Yes,
says
yes.
you need Skype Premium to make a
Premium.
group video call. It'll get back after a couple of minutes. So let's just continue on. What would you like to do, Aramil?
Oh, sing a song and dance, maybe? No, I will attack the ghoul. And
Okay.
because there are enemies within range, I get advantage.
You get advantage.
By the way, and everyone watching my screen, the cameras will work themselves out and move back to the right position as soon as Arumba's camera connects. It's just that he's throwing all the positions off in the window right now.
Really? I can't see any cameras right now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a Roomba. I have everyone else.
No, I'm still here.
I have no one.
I have all 3 of you except, yeah.
Oh, mine was just saying you need Skype Premium to make a group video call. It'll probably work itself out in a minute. It's just, ugh.
Anyway.
For now, Enter Elysium's camera's messed up, that's all.
So I get plus 65 to hit, right?
Yes.
That's still a hit.
Okay. And I do 2d6 plus 3. Which would be a 6.
Okay, I've got the cameras back. Sure, and I have to make a strength saving throw, don't I?
Yes, DC 13.
And remember, your camera's not working.
Yeah.
Let me check. There we go.
There we go.
Yay. Should be
Okay,
fixed.
so you hit it, pouncing into it, and it's knocked backwards onto the ground, tearing off a small chunk of its flesh with your teeth.
Is it prone?
It is indeed prone.
Kill it.
Malthus, roll a d20.
Just a d20.
Yep,
13.
point towards life.
Yay. Dunk.
Scarlet.
Okay, I shall run up and stab this thing while it's prone with my swords. So, main sword,
You advantage.
an advantage, so... I don't know, I'll just...
Roll it again. I'll take the 5 damage. Just hit the same button.
Okay.
Ooh.
No, the advantage counts, so the first roll. You do 5 damage as you stab into it on the ground. Offhand sword.
Second
Doesn't
sword.
get dex. Also has advantage. That's a hit, but roll advantage
Hits
just in case
again.
you get a crit. No, but the hit is true, and it does 9 points of damage. As you cleave into its head, slashing down the side, cracking its skull, coating lots of blood everywhere. Squishy.
Squishy
Ooh,
shall...
Slayer.
Squishy shall go to it and attack it.
Okay.
So... D20 plus 3. 12. 1d6 plus 1.
He gets advantage, but it doesn't matter. You've hit, and the minimum damage you can do will kill this thing. How would you like Squishy to kill the last guy available?
He is biting it, so he is just going to ravage it as if it's X.
Okay, so Squishy runs up, rips out its throat, and then proceeds to just stick his muzzle deep into the underside of its throat, up into its skull, ripping bits out. Bits of bobs of just blood everywhere, brain juice. He dead.
Nice.
However, Arumba, your go.
Are we still in combat?
We are in combat time because currently one of your number is bleeding out.
Oh, I will use my... I am a moon druid. I will use my bonus action to unwild shape. And I will use my
Sound effects are amazing. Way.
medicine check to stabilize our wounded member.
Okay, you run over to him and you start medicine checking. Roll a medicine check. The DC is 15.
And I rolled a 16.
16.
Ha
Okay.
ha!
Okay. You run up to him, you see the massive gaping wound that's just gone through him, and you manage to just pull out some bits of cloth, you tear them off, you shove them into the hole, and you just bind it really tight to try and stem the bleeding. And you're now stable, Malthus.
Okay.
And I whisper into his ear, "You owe me your life."
And that is
How
where we're going
does-
to end today's session.
Okay. How does me being stable work, though? Just as a quick question before we wrap up.
I've rolled the D4 that determines how long it takes until you wake up,
Right.
and I know how long you will stay unconscious for.
Yeah, I'm just looking for the mechanical repercussions of
Yeah.
what is stable.
You're
how
not
does-
dead.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
going to bleed out, but I'm going to wake
At the
up.
end of the D4 hours, you will wake up with 1 hit point.
Right, okay. Okay.
You're not dead.
Yay! I'm not dead.
So, Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. But what about the donators for the whole stream?
Yes.
Okay, so we managed to raise 149% of our target goal. So we raised about $650, somewhere around there. I would have
Fantastic,
to
everyone.
increase overnight. So that's really, really nice. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. That means extra loot will appear again next session. The Dagger Futures Past was the loot that we got from last week. I did put up a poll, and it was looking neck and neck with one of the other items until today, and then everyone realized it's Back to the Future Day, and everyone voted for the Dagger Futures Past.
I just want to put this out there now. The retweet I did of a Back to the Future thing had nothing to do with this.
Sure.
I didn't know. I've been very good at not watching. It's been very hard sometimes to not look at that poll, but I kept wanting to be surprised.
Okay. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick shout out about where people can find everyone in the meantime, what will be happening, and then we'll go read the donation comments, and then we'll end the stream. So, Melthas, Avak, where can people find you until next week?
I can be found in a number of places, mostly Scotland. But if you mean online, then YouTube, I think it's youtube.com/users/Avak. On Twitter, it's twitter.com/ is it just Avak _? I think Avak _ is my username there, and of course Twitch. It's also just Avak. Twitch.tv/Avak, I think. And I will actually be continuing on Twitch TV after this stream. I'll probably have about a 15-minute break just to grab a drink and check on the parrots and move them back to their normal cage, and then I'm probably going to be streaming Kingdom for an unspecified amount of hours.
In which case, I will host you.
Ooh, thank you very much.
Right, Scarlett, it's Carson. Where can people find you until next week?
I can also be found in Scotland. However, the online places where I would prefer that you find me is twitter.com/Miss Carsonell, where I tweet regularly. And for my content, youtube.com/Miss Carsonell, where I am currently Let's Playing Mass Effect and Soma and Life is Strange. And you can follow me on twitch.tv/Miss Carsonell, where I stream one day a week, trialing another day.
What are the dates that you stream?
Mondays at 9 p.m. BST and trialing Friday at 12 noon BST.
Awesome. Aramil, remember?
You can find me in the land of Nom.
He's still a direwolf. He's having trouble.
Okay.
Where can we find you whilst we wait for Arumba to finish his biscuits so he doesn't have to...
you can find me at youtube.com/Enter Elysium or at twitch.tv/Enter Elysium, or if you want to know about both, twitter.com/Enter Elysium. I stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays. The times are on my channel in a box that says the times in different time zones, so go check out there. XCOMs are Tuesdays. I don't know if I'm still doing XCOMs Tuesday. It'll be worked out. This Saturday is, I don't know. We're going to figure that out. It's going to be fun. There's also loads of videos on the channel right now. So many games going out, like Kingdom, like Planet Base, From the Depths, hopefully when they finish the new canon update. Amazing, good fun. But yeah, remember. So good. Yes.
Right,
Romans need buffing, though.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm same place as always. YouTube.com/Arumba or Twitch.tv/Arumba. And playing the same game as usual. I have not checked out Kingdom yet, but it sounds like I should, based on what you guys have all said. So perhaps we'll see that soon.
I was sold on the trailer alone, and that's not common. I've been bitten enough times that it does take quite a lot to get me excited based only on the trailer.
I agree with that. I was dubious, and then I played it, and I was like, no, this was actually kind of fun. This was actually kind of more fun. The more I played it, the more I did enjoy it going in.
That'll probably be, if what I suspect is true, I'm going to be streaming it tonight, and then tomorrow there's going to be episodes of it starting to go up on my channel as well as a new series.
Yeah.
Depends on tonight, obviously, but I strongly suspect I'm going to enjoy it a lot based on...
The downside is the camera moves weirdly, because if you turn left, the camera centers beyond your character, and if you turn right, it flies across. So if you quickly flick back and forwards to have a look, to you it looks fine, but people watching on 30 FPS on YouTube can get nauseous from it. So if you want to try 60 FPS recording, it does decrease the nausea a bit. I've tried both, and people report less nausea on the 60 FPS.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We're going to go through our credits, and the donation shouts now. So firstly, for the credits, I'd like to say a massive thanks to Metasapia.
Yes,
She's
please.
the Metasapia on Twitter. She's the one who did all our art, and it's now beautiful and done and in lovely, lovely color. Oh, it looks good.
And we shall
Looks
soon
so
be having
good.
squishy art as well from Meta.
There will be squishy art. So this is why, like, Miss Carson is worrying every time Squishy gets claws at him, because she specifically asked for squishy art, which becomes completely null and void if Squishy dies.
I will always have the art though.
Yeah,
Memento.
it's so good. Massive thanks to her. You should totally check that out.
Yes. Check out your YouTube channel as well. And
Yes.
her Twitch channel, because she streams as well. The Metasapia, pretty much everywhere. I think it's the Metasapia 1 on YouTube. But if you just go to my channel, she's in the featured bar. Very easy to see. It's a picture of a Metasapia, so...
You might not be on my featured bar. I'll have to add her. Lizard Eat Flies is the person who did the music for Anna Wolfslayer's intro. Really good music. So good. Fits her really well. So you should go check her out. We will not have Anna again next week, sadly. So there'll be no Wolfslayer next week. And the week after, we will be down Miss Carsonell. We won't have Scarlet.
Slackers.
I know. But for next week and the week afterwards, we are having a guest coming to fill in the
Hooray!
roster. So we will actually have 4 players for the next 2 weeks. Don't worry. And I can reveal that we're going to have Briarstone come to join us. So if you don't know who Briarstone is, he's a YouTuber and streamer, mainly a streamer, I think, these days, who plays a variety of different games. And he has played quite a lot of D&D, including D&D 5th edition. So that'll be quite good. And I think he's tempted by a bard at the moment, but we'll see. So that should be enjoyable.
That would be good.
Some
That'd be great.
competition.
Bards are my favorite class right now. Bards are amazing. But yeah. Any other shout outs we have to do?
No?
Just thank you to the mods for moderating all
Thank
the
you so much
various
for moderating.
chats.
Yes, thank you so much for all the chats. And a special thank you to Blackie, who wrote the JavaScript for the little donation bar that I've got, so that it actually pulls correctly, even though Charity Water have made it so incredibly difficult. Charity Water do not have an API, so pulling the data from their website is actually really hard because they've got
Black magic.
HTTPS. So yeah, you have to try and bypass HTTPS to be able to pull data. It's frustrating as hell. I couldn't get to work, but he's managed to work miracles. So massive thank you to him.
Necromancer.
But
Saying.
Let's kill him.
black magic. he needs to die apparently.
Yes.
But yeah. Should we read some donations?
Yes, we should.
I have to head
Okay.
out, but yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
Take
See you
care,
again next
everybody.
time, next week. Same
See you
time, same
around.
place.